Lu role-nya nih, Ojan duelis.
Lah 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 lah
Lah,
lah lah
lah,
lah gila.
lah.
Menarik.
Udah, tulis aja Kak.
Ya
Biar
kan katanya lu lagi birahi, Jan.
Ini
Iya.
birahi, ini gue main udah gak pakai celana, Bang.
Iya makanya.
Itu makanya udah pakai Rena nih biar gue boleh Rena.
Ayo gas.
Menarik sih Sosi. Menarik sekali sih Sosi.
Udah, res aja, res.
Aku pakai res, kamu melawak Yesu. Sage lah, duelis.
Di game boy, inci teh anjing.
Ntar ini gue videoin, klipnya gue kasih ke Ardis. Ini Ardis cara main Sage.
Anjing.
Gara-gara lu gue hilang gocap.
Lalu kata masang fanatik.
Game 1. Odds-nya gede. Tertarik.
Lumayan kan?
Siapa tahu kan di map
Tahu
tiket
kan?
NRG.
Ngentot mainnya kayak tai.
Mainnya kayak anjing.
Lu sih tertarik sama odds, tertarik sama gameplay. Coba lu all in tuh ke game 1 game 2.
Siapa tahu Jan, kita nggak tahu. Who knows?
Nggak tahu anjing.
Kayak EDG kemarin coy, itu nyesel
Iya,
banget EDG.
kalau itu ya.
EDG nyesel banget gue itu game 2 kagak masang anjing. Odds-nya kali 4 coy. Gila.
Lu kalau naruh 50 dapat 200 ya.
Iya.
Kalau naruh cepet dapat 400, naruh 1 juta dapat 4 juta. Iya. Kata gue
The enemy sky is here, but
Tapi
don't
jangan
worry.
buang-buang.
My
Lagi
robotics
lagi
will
patuh
beat
kenapa
our
dia nah coy?
organics
Lagi nggak bisa beli
every
rokok.
time.
Makanya aku bisa patungan itu. Nggak beli rokok aku.
Baru profit 90.000 nih anjing. Tadi udah cepet Jan. Nah, cenah
ya apa-apa bang,
di Kota Tamar di main Sage.
santai. Dikata itu botak banyak bengongnya. Main B sini, main B, nggak ada trap. Lebih cepet B.
Ayo.
Ya ketinggalan lu Bul, kalau ntar mah Bul, gue udah bersini nih.
Ya, itu smoker kita di A itu. Gimana ceritanya?
Iya, makanya tuh.
Menarik. Awas tipus.
Enemy spotted B.
Scanning ahead.
Ada flank.
Awas tipus dia maju anjing.
Dikata gue udah birahi.
Turrets destroyed.
Oh, bantu.
Spike down B.
I have the spike.
Bul datang Bul.
Mati dia.
We tend to last player standing.
Hai.
Anjing. Dua-duanya sih itu ya.
Their jet is playing hard to get.
Lawannya apa sih?
Itu sopanya tebal banget, Cok. Babi.
Oh. Pantesan lawannya Diamond anjing.
Hah? Sumpah?
Ayo Jan. Iya. Diamondnya ada 2 orang.
Iya.
Iya.
Oh, menarik nih.
Menarik nih.
Ya Allah.
Jadi gua nggak boleh.
Sama Kai.
Jadi gua nggak siapa? Kayak sama siapa?
Sama Sofa.
Jadi gua
Hah? Sofa kita?
Sofa kita pakai kontol.
Tipus lagi kan?
Ya Allah dia jongkok, Den. Lama banget munculnya Den.
Spike down A.
Bilang cowok lu kalau lagi mau nge-smoke, ada satu di sini, ada pandal, ambil aja Den. Pandal tuh Den.
Last player standing.
Agak kena, Cok.
Santai Cai.
Hah? Mana?
Ya santai aja udah. Tuh tembak tuh lagi terbang tuh dukun tuh.
Itu cuma kan dia terbangnya itu anjing. Udah kayak bebek anjing.
Anjing, ya Allah.
Low itu.
Nggak di heal itu.
Hari 13
Lu mau tau gak itu diamondnya? Diamondnya ya elah, diamond nguit itu cok.
Sage, the life you give.
Tuh, aku lagi ngomong nge-smoke, Cok. Babi lah. Tadi aku pantengin terus nih. Gak ada nengok.
Gue bang, gue di
Bos
sini
bukan.
bang, gue di sini bang nih. Gue udah duel nih. Dia di sini bang, bengong bang. Gue capek banget tuh ngeliatinnya. Gue udah mati baru
Nge-smoke,
deh.
anjing. Gue mau nge-smoke, gue udah pantengin terus itu. Nah, terus udah mau nggak ada bukan. Dia ada nengok aja.
Reset.
Oh my god.
Revealing area.
Opponent killed.
Nice.
Reloading.
Charge out.
Gun here.
Tengahnya ngepik lah Jan.
Take flight.
Cover going out.
Hey,
Belakang.
Dari mana coy?
gue lagi nge-smoke tuh.
Healing you.
Aduh minuman datang lagi.
Jadi salah smoke gue ini. 1 menit, 2 menit.
Finished. One enemy remaining.
Gua kaya.
There you
Nice.
Beneran lagi birahi kayak ini orang nih. Udah gue beli sutra apa durek?
Yourself together. You can't fall apart now.
Bisa kali beliin gua seri. 3.000. Gua lagi gini nih biar keringet gua banyak.
Ngentot lah kalau biar ternyata banyak mah bego. Ngentot tuh pakai
Buset.
kipas tuh betotnya tuh.
Buset.
Buset.
Gimana ada bang?
Tempat. Tapi nggak ada.
Nice.
Revealing area.
Ada omen tuh ya.
Right here.
Gua rada-rada ngelag ya.
Cek ke BC.
Lewat?
Jangan lewat situ, lewat belakangnya lewat tempat kita spawn.
Katanya lewat ke B.
Boleh minta tolong nggak?
Iya ke B.
Right here.
Gua kelok, bantuin kok.
Ya Allah dia lari dah. Capek banget.
Nggak,
deh
cekin.
Udah turun, udah turun.
Nice.
Aduh, gua ada paket lah.
Allah,
Not ready yet.
banget.
Scanning ahead.
Takut.
Anjing 74.
Dia, lu mau tau gak sih bang, itu Sage lari bang, ngebunuh gue bang. Kesel banget.
Ada itu depan gua.
Senjata bu.
Pelan tuh.
Iya,
Oh,
satu
Allah.
plan. Udah dari
Mantap.
ini.
Wave moment kan?
Last
player
player standing.
Hah, ya Allah.
Ya
Bisa,
udah,
Cek,
nggak usah
bisa, Cek.
nggak usah ya Allah, Cek. Udah, fokus gameplay aja.
Iya.
Found them.
Tuh, kanan.
Bomb grenade out.
Itu tuh.
Enggak, udah kiri. Urusin yang kiri dulu ya.
Kanan.
Bomb grenade out. One enemy remaining. Removed.
Udah bisa.
Clutch.
Sumpah. Bego banget
Oh, my
omennya
genius
najis
doesn't
yo.
stop in the lab.
Lolo.
Show them their place.
Gua ada paket
No,
stok,
keep
coy.
them there.
Oh my god.
Aduh, capek.
Sumpah main BS sih.
Lo kalau mau ngepick A dari atas.
Iya, Den dari sini, Den nih. Dari sini lu naik tuh. Main
Kalau
itu
Den.
aja, 32 main 32. C, kamu bawa bom yang dia aja, C.
Ih, sama. Ini ngapain ya?
Get out of my way.
Ada yang push ya?
Revealing area.
Ngentot.
Dan
2 orang, cok.
Main mid, main mid.
Gimana ya anjing?
oh di
Gua
heal
bilang
lagi.
nge-push dia.
Placing sentry.
Kira lu bakal dapat ini.
Satu
Last player standing.
64.
Spike down B. Flawless.
Gua paket los, cok. 70.
Oh, iya benar.
Don't die. If you need
Bang, main
help
sudden aja,
figuring
Bang.
out
Ayo, Bang.
how, just ask.
Main apa?
Main Sudden aja langsung.
Nggak usah cok, mereka ngepick cok.
Sarden tuh
Iya.
apa?
Sudden tuh langsung main satu side gitu, C.
Langsung main satu side.
Enggak
Nggak usah mereka ngepick, mereka ngepick.
Ada yang punya vandal kayak gitu lo apa, Den? Vandalnya, Den.
Nih lo mau gua Black Mamba.
Alarm bot out.
Gue males, gue bisa glitch deh. Boleh tuh, boleh tapi.
Scanning ahead.
Aku ada ult
Take flight.
My ultimate is
Sabar,
ready.
sabar.
Right
udah
here.
sekarang.
Ult.
Right here.
Kemana dia?
Kan bro, belum kelihatan.
Deket ini Jet, di mana ya?
Itu udah mati, Cok.
Belum.
Lights down.
Belum, coy.
Placing swarm grenade.
Di sini. Jetnya 40 ya. Yang mati siapa sih? Oh, bukan. Jetnya
Neutralized.
40 Den.
One enemy remaining.
Nice.
Revealing area.
Yeay.
Ambil apa dah? Kalau ada mau.
What will it be this time?
Need a
Have
drop.
any patterns emerged yet?
Ayo mau dong sini prem. Gue masih banyak wave kan, walaupun lagi birahi tuh gue wave mulu udah kenapa ya?
Oh my god.
Apalagi semalam bang, gue udah capek banget, emang udah capek posisinya kan habis pergi. Terus main gue paksa
Let us
ngantuk.
hunt.
Mata gue kagak bisa ngikutin pergerakan musuh dah. Anjing gue bilang. Lucu banget Cok.
Sabar, mereka ngapus kok.
Scanning ahead.
Shadows traveling.
Di KB ada ya?
Gua liatin. Nanti. Dua orang. Lagi satu.
Mana lah?
Right here.
One enemy remaining.
Reloading.
C, kamu ngapain di sana C?
Ayo, C.
Stop.
Scanning ahead.
C, masuk C.
Masuk B. Masuk B.
Masuk B.
Oh, dia kabur. Kesini, coy.
Thirty seconds left.
Yeay. Masih satu.
Udah dapet, Bang.
You can trust my boss.
Kayak lah yuk.
I only malfunctioned that one time, and honestly, she won't miss that finger.
I know you. Tuh mana diamondnya tuh Ronan win his gun. Diamond tai cuy yang ada. Ini si JT kayak lagi nge-boosting sih, bantu nge-boosting.
Bisa jadi.
Deep
C, ke
breath.
BC. Ikutin dia nanti. Sana C.
Enggak, main-main di sini aja, Cek.
Here.
Di lobby.
Revealing area.
Ah, tuh.
Oh nice. Ada lagi sofa belakang bang. Nah.
Nice.
Right
banget.
here.
Satu.
Satu lagi.
Nggak ada.
Ada.
Oh.
C, hanya kosong C, sini C.
Ayo, Kak.
Itu ke market.
Oh, udah kemakan ya.
Aku terus kemana nih?
I've got your trail.
One enemy remaining.
Enemy defender spawn.
My ult is ready.
Awas apa
No
gue
more
ngalangin
will
gue lagi
close
ngepick
us.
bajingan. Depan gue dia muncul udah lucu
Stay taut
banget.
as a bowstring. The fight demands it.
Ngentot lu. Takut banget anjing. Gua dikejar sama Jan anjing. Ngentot makanya gua TP anjing. Bangsat. Gua dikejar dia jedar gitu anjing.
Tadi
Scanning
sofanya
ahead.
main kayak bot, Cok. Bukan kayak demon, anjing. Gua nggak ngerti.
There they are.
Sumpah banyak banget bang sini bang. Oh, ini di wall ya.
Shadows
Deploying
Bang, gue
drone.
bagi wall bang sini bang. Gue mau naik bang. Bang
Nggak
Jo.
bisa kejauhan.
Itu dia di sini semua. Di kabis semua.
Lu, ini gua lepas tuh, lihat tuh. 2 orang tuh tanda tanya tuh. Cabe sama Paten.
Get out of my way.
C.
Digoreng
Ini
nih.
C.
Cabe 1 ya, awas jangan lewat min.
Kabi.
Cabi.
Ah, udah clear. Clear. 3 orang B.
Kira
Ya, untuk 3-3-nya nengok bangsat.
liatin mate.
Udah dapat 1.
Potong ya. Lu tahan situ aja.
Satu Ivan. Udah cross itu Ivan.
Oh, Allah kaget Chan.
Dua.
Nowhere to run!
Oh,
Ya Allah, 2 heaven.
Lu kan denger dia udah cross. Iya, ada lagi dia anjing.
Last
Spike
player
carrier is dead.
standing. Spike down A.
Cross dari mana dia, coy?
Dari sini,
Dia
dari
udah
tempat gua
cross
mati.
ya.
dari
Balik lagi
sini.
dia.
One enemy
Dari
remaining.
sini,
Brother,
Vin.
revealing
30
area.
seconds left.
Ya Allah, Bu.
Dia juga nge-whip anjing, oh my
Tuh,
god.
Jetnya yang jago, dia bisa main
As
itu
much as this
nutupin
world
recon.
hurt me, it's mine, and I will kill to defend it.
Ada apa, Bul? Bul?
Mau skin dong.
Ini ada glitch pop
Need a
nih,
drop.
mau, coy.
Thanks.
Apa?
Ada glitch pop nih.
Mau.
Dipus ya?
Revealing area.
Oh, enggak, kecabi dia. Dia kecabi.
Deploying drone. Enemy mark.
Dua orang A. Tapi mati.
Wih,
Nah,
oh my god, so lucky.
Ya Allah, gua mati. Dia 40 dari 3. Dan sini dulu deh. Itu tuh. Dua.
One enemy remaining.
Satu lagi satu.
Satu lagi dari sini.
nggak jadi.
Swarm grenade out. Last player standing.
Cing.
Oh.
40, C.
Muncul aja, naikin lagi crosshair, naikin lagi.
Swarm grenade out.
Udah, maju aja, maju, nggak apa-apa maju, sumpah. Di kanan kamu dia.
My ultimate is ready.
Crosshairnya ke bawah banget, Cesu, serem banget, Cok, ngeliatnya, Cok.
Iya, sorry.
What do you say, drone?
Nggak apa-apa,
Kayak
C.
gini,
Ready
Nggak
to
apa-apa.
stretch
Kayak
your
gini nih,
wings?
Bang. Tembok.
Nggak apa-apa, C. Atau
Ya,
salah kan?
udah aku tembak.
I got money. Need something? Can someone get this?
Oh, ya ampun. Kenapa deh bulletnya dikit banget ini?
Ayo kelarin gue mau.
Placing sentry.
Scanning ahead.
Enemy spotted.
Cover
Aku
going
ulti
out.
sekarang kah?
Ulti.
Shadows traveling.
Awas.
Ya Allah, jangan.
Oh, nengok dong sayang. Oh my god.
Udah lah.
Have the spike.
Spike down B.
Di market dapat banget, Cok. Di market dapat.
Bullseye.
Oh, nice.
One enemy remaining.
Spike planted.
Oh,
Ya Allah, Bul, gua kan 15, Bul.
Last round before the switch.
Buy all you need.
mau skin lagi bang.
Ini skin kenapa bagus banget ya, Krono ya? Krono.
Aku beliin. Aku.
Nah, sini.
Hah? Mana?
The defense could be better. Turret out.
Sorry.
Scanning ahead.
Rame banget di kabinnya, sumpah. Kan gue bilang.
Nice.
You will not kill my ally. I've got your
Spike down
trail.
mid.
Goblok malah kena gua.
Last player standing.
120 Den. Gua nggak tahu kalau ada TP.
Spike planted. Shadows traveling.
Dia mati. Oh my god.
Switching sides.
Disuruh bikin masalah.
If you're not a good shot today, don't worry. There are other ways to be useful.
Bikin makalah tentang apa tuh?
Studi perdamaian konflik.
Hah?
Studi perdamaian konflik.
Perdamaian konflik.
Iya.
Suruh ambil satu konflik gitu, terus bikin artikelnya kenapa bisa damai.
Terus pakai
Out of charges.
teori dan metode itu.
Nanti kalau musuhnya A, tolong pintunya ditutup itu pecahin ya.
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 Jatuhnya gimana bang?
Ya.
Revealing
Di
area.
A, di A, di B.
Di B. Many A.
Many A, many B, many.
Oh ya, sorry many B.
Many Pakweto.
Sabar,
Spike
bisa
planted.
retake. Sabar, bisa retake.
Well done.
Masih ada sekali tuh.
One enemy
Masih
remaining.
60.
Gua ya.
Nice.
Terima kasih ya Den, gak diambil ya Den. Terima kasih hamba Allah.
Shield ready.
Terima kasih hamba Allah.
Thank you. I was scared.
Apa? Iya,
Why are they so determined to die?
gak marah-marah ya. Aduh.
Ya lagi sakit cok. Gimana ada tenaganya anjing?
Bulimnya bilangnya waktu pas kelas sih katanya nanti di akhir pertemuan makanya dikumpulin.
Pagi main sama Odik anjing. Dia ngetrol ngentot. Aduh, gue cuma bisa sabar aja anjing.
Kenapa?
Revealing area.
Dia ya stepnya. Smoke.
One enemy remaining.
Gun here.
Oh my god.
Look your enemy in the eye. It helps me be curious.
Gua udah pede banget dia di sini tuh pegang shotgun, makanya gua ngilang gua.
Udah pinter dia anjing. Sini serius gua
Lo jaga mid lo. Gua ke beda.
bos mesin
Gua,
gua.
hah?
Bos mesin gua.
Gua ke Kabi, gua ke Kabi.
Scanning ahead.
B stepnya. Sambil.
Dan pandal gua.
Take flight. Enemy tagged.
Last player standing.
Bang, reload dulu Bang.
Reload? Gimana caranya gua reload anjing? Kanan gua.
Banget, Cok.
Together, we will bury them under their transgressions.
Gua jelek banget anjing.
Dan river dan. Kangen gua pakai pentamain. Dan tolong bikin
Out of
ramai.
charges.
Ya.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Ah ya.
Iya.
Scanning ahead. Out of charges.
Mid.
Iya,
Awas
balik
mid,
mid,
rame.
balik mid. Balik mid.
Enemies
Oh, udah lewat ke sini dia.
Aduh anjing. Bagus ya. Ke kiri lagi, Ceng. Gak usah takut, Ceng. Ke sini, Ceng.
Nggak mau.
Enggak, gimana enggak mau.
One enemy
Oh.
remaining.
Gak usah takut kalau kayak gitu mah. Demand. Lasa demand. Ketemu Bang Amol, Bang.
Revealing area.
Entot enggak.
There they are. Be still.
Nice.
Gua kira kan
Kalau
main,
kayak
kan?
gitu gak usah takut, Ceng. Kan ini misalkan di smoke, kamu malah untung kalau langsung ke sini.
I know what must be done.
Dapat
Need a drop.
vision lebih kalau gitu.
Itu adalah benar.
Oh.
Kita kali di drop.
Udah gua drop lah. Makanya aku miskin sekarang, Bang. Lihatlah dan bukalah mata hati.
Dan gua kabeh Den.
Scanning
A
ahead.
lagi.
B.
A lagi.
Oh, nggak split berarti.
I've got your trail.
Kenapa? Bisi 2.
Ada depan tuh ada.
Adios.
Enemy spotted A. Enemy spotted A.
Mana itu?
Still in sight.
Istri satu ya. Istri satu. What the fuck?
Enemy spotted A.
Udah gua bilang di istri satu.
Last player standing.
Gua
Aduh.
ketuk, Cok, anjing. Defense 1 di triple box 1, Bang.
One enemy
Good
remaining.
Nice.
Run and gun nggak sih, Bang?
Spike planted.
Memang apa, bule? Saya habis dulu.
their weak points. If one link breaks,
Tuh, bule
the
ditanya nembak apa, bule?
Lu nembak apa sebenarnya lu anjing? Oke.
Aku apa?
Cek nggak usah beli armor, Cek. Nggak apa-apa deh, kan kamu tadi beli bulldog ya. Udah nggak apa-apa.
Get out of my way.
Revealing area.
Midnya nggak ada yang jaga ya, Bul. Jangan lari, Bul.
You will
Tadi,
not kill my allies.
Tadi mati gara-gara midnya lepas.
Ya aku ditanyain, Cok, sopo gitu.
Iya, ada Pak.
Shot down.
Kapi satu.
Itu, Cek, syarat banget sih dia, Cek. Patung, Cek.
Holy shit. Aduh bangsat.
Ini siapa sih? Tuan.
Ah, ambil senjata, nggak usah
Wah,
panik, ambil
ini.
senjata.
Kobe ya?
Enggak, iya Bang, kopi Bang. Ini senjata ada 2 ya, Bang.
Udah amat, gua ambil pandal dulu.
Ini
Ambil
siapa
aja,
sih?
ambil aja.
Cinquan Tenzin.
Reloading.
Spike planted.
Bot coming back.
Sopo gitu aku. Yang punya akun siapa? Nathan kan?
Oh,
Iya.
aku Nathan.
One enemy remaining.
Nice.
Ayo, Cik. Bareng, Cik.
Belakangan, Cek. Udah, Cek, lari, Cek. Ayo, Bang. 1 2 3.
Ayo lari. 1, 2, 3. Lari.
Oh, udah.
Kamu daripada ngeluarin alarm ke sini, mending turret. Ngapain?
iya,
Ambil
turret.
Cek. Ambil itu, Cek.
Blasphemous.
Alarm bot kan nggak bisa nembak.
A bow and arrow is old-fashioned, but sometimes old ways are best.
Woi, mana woi?
Lah, diambil.
Itu diambil sofa. Gak usah sama siapa lu.
I have ult
Ya elah Jan, demonya dulu Jan.
di pinggir kali pakunya.
Bisa jadi. Harusnya sih dia ke B anjing, nggak pernah ke B, Cok.
Orang aneh bego bang.
Try hard diamond.
Scanning
Kalah
ahead.
gitu mereka.
Jangan sombong gitu.
Kalah
dah.
lagi, kalah lagi, kalah lagi.
Ya lagi Cok. Mid.
Gua lepas kabinnya.
Watching
Situ, masih ada situ.
Enemy down.
Oh,
Rotate.
aduh, plan apa itu anjing?
Iya anjing.
Spike down mid. One enemy remaining.
nice.
Flawless.
Back dulu gak sih?
Reloading.
We all did
Apa?
our revealing
Back dulu
area.
gak sih?
Kiri.
Match point.
Tibek
A single
lah.
battle between us and victory.
Dan.
Apa tuh?
Dan.
Apa aku taruh sini?
Ember nggak? Berarti di atas ya? Iya. Mau main berapa jam? 2. Main game apa? Halo.
I've got your trail.
Revealing area.
Coba itu mereka.
Bentar ya bang ya, lagi di push nih.
Ya,
Bener ya bang lagi di push.
I am the hunter.
Spike planted. Last player standing.
120 loh.
Nge-swing gua.
Taken out.
Jadi lagi ada Den. Bull.
Lo itu satu apa tuh pagi itu lo tuh.
Shock dart. Scanning ahead.
Satu main itu, satu kiri kau.
Shock dart.
Udah saya ya.
Gak usah takut, gak usah tapping.
Nah. Nah, bagus. Miskin dia.
Miskin dia.
Nice.
Once more into battle.
Kayaknya jago
I'm
banget.
not tired. Are you?
Siapa?
Hai.
Kamu yang belum bisa ngedot flash. Kalau udah bisa ngedot flash gampang.
Oh, tadi gue mau nge-push B, Cok. Giliran gue mau nge-push B ada orang.
Kontrol-kontrolnya bang. Sabar nih, berarti sabar lu sih ngentot.
I'll find them.
Bang, ini gua one way ini.
One way ke B lagi nih harusnya.
Scanning ahead.
Gak kaya. Langsung.
Den, jangan di smoke dulu Den, bajingan.
Jangan ngepick lah.
Orang
Udah
gua
gua
masih di
smoke.
sini. Bangun kan?
Oh, Allahu Akbar.
Bangun kan? Ada misi
Oh,
perdamaian.
udah masuk site.
Belum.
Nowhere to run.
Muncul.
One enemy remaining. Spike down A.
Not ready yet. Revealing area.
Ke kiri deh.
Cabi ke heaven. Ke sini. Oh, enggak masuk sini. Bisa tele.
Last player standing.
Drone ball.
Take flight.
Hehehe.
30 seconds left. Clutch.
Oh, mohon.
Their tech is only as good as their skill. And
Enggak,
that
Cece ke
we
B
have
aja,
some
Cece.
beats.
Gue udah ke B dia.
Can I get this?
Wow.
Bang Jo.
Oh iya.
Bang lu bisa. Cari gue.
Blind ya, lu blind ya.
Kak Adeng.
Oh, lu bikin one way.
Scanning ahead.
udah
Found them.
Spike down A.
We got
Spike
spike.
lagi.
40 ya jetnya ya.
Alright.
Ada bisa ngeliatin enggak? Oh,
Ini
beda.
udah.
Empat. P.
Get out of my way.
Ya, lari ke B. Lari ke B, C. Lari ke B, C.
120 Omen. Awas mid.
Mid
Awas
satu
mid.
tuh.
Jet 40, Jet 40.
Market.
Jetnya lo berarti 74 total. Gua 34.
Nggak mungkin ke B sih dia anjing.
Ini. Saat deh.
Udah nggak ada. Lah udah, C, ngapain, C? Lah ngapain, C? Udah.
One enemy remaining.
Oh iya, ke botos, C.
Spike down B.
Botos. Ke botos.
Tutup market C. Tutup market. Oh, bot.
I am the hunter!
Turret out.
30 seconds left.
Ya, full mulai.
Masih bisanya lo. Ke atas lagi, C. Aneh.
Defenders win.
Udah mulai
I'm not
sekarang
found.
ya.
Are you?
Belum.
13 menit. Dia mentolol, malu-maluin diamond anjing. Anjing lagi nge-live, full.
Lah udah mulai anjing.
Ya Allah. Ya deh, nonton aja bang.
Woi bang, udah mulai bang. Lah ini apa ini 2-0?
Iya betul.
So a successful bonus round for DRX. You know, the aggression at the beginning towards B main doesn't quite pay off. They couldn't grab the openings like they were hoping.
Diamond gila.
Jo, udah mulai Jo.
Udah mulai.
Udah mulai anjing kiri.
Abang-abang.
Tonton. Game berapa? Oh iya bener udah main, Cok.
Kayaknya
Ah,
mau balik
goblok.
dah. Lagi di warnet.
Nah di sini timenya nggak mulai anjing.
Makanya kan.
Untung gua awal-awal si Agil juga nggak ada klip ya.
Agentnya.
Udah mulai beneran
Mulai.
anjing. Gua kira 15 menit lagi ngentot.
Oke, jet gitu.
4 second jet. Nah, terus si Ores.
CGRS siapa anjing?
Sigaret. Apa pemain cadangannya?
Lah something gimana anjing?
Stepping strat kali, gak tahu udah gua. Gimana? Ada kali ini?
Perek bang, sumpah. Somethingnya kencang banget bang. Kok nggak main ya?
Den.
Teramu.
Gua pasang 90 derek ya. Den.
Nah,
Gua pasang 90 derek ya.
iya.
Jadi ntar sisa 90 lagi nih terakhir kalau ini kalah.
Bang,
Tapi-
thank you ya.
Iya,
Dadah.
Oke, bye-bye. Tapi odds-nya 1,4. Paling dapatnya 30.000.
Apa?
Odds-nya 1,4. Paling bersihnya dapatnya 40.000 kalau menang.
Lu masang berapa?
90.
150.
90. Soalnya something nggak main, coy. Berapa jam? dia lagi minta refund. Kalau mau lu belinya 4 jam, kalau lu terus 4 jam ntar gue bonusin setengah jam. Gue lagi minta refund 4 jam 12. Jadi dompet. Oke sih. Ada gocengan nggak lu? Ada gocengan aja nggak? Ah iya.
Untuk dirinya dan ora.
The way that Forsaken and Jing take fights a lot of the time is heavily
Nah, susah kan nggak ada something?
Iya susah cok kalau nggak ada something apa rep sumpah dah.
Ah?
You know, CGRS just doesn't have that level of practice with the team. We were talking about it with DRX in all of their previous games, how difficult it is for them when they chop and change the scrim times and the match times with Foxy 9 and with Zest. Well, it's even more difficult, I think, with PaperX because they don't have a history of playing with CGRS in the roster to lean back on. He just has to kind of find his moments to slip on in.
Use the old server time, the old preparation. Really just building it from the ground up. I mean, you can plug and play like kind of what they're doing with CGRS playing that initiator role, but taking Forsaken off of that kind of like the third player in role almost when he was playing the Harbor for them in a lot of compositions. I mean, we'll have to see later on.
And the Sky.
But yeah, it's kind of like, you know, it's put him back. The duelist role, and you know, as I said before, Forsaken said he sometimes turns his brain off when he's playing Jet. When he's playing as primary duelist, it causes him to almost regress in terms of that and his calling capabilities.
It's going to be a thrifty here for PaperX. Divide on the play with a rifle. And they're going to start out slow, just contacting behind this wall by the look of things. Trailblazer, really standard. And this is where RB's Neon looks great, because those stuns, I mean, he can get away quickly, sure, but he could also stun to refight in that situation, which Jet can't particularly.
Yeah, repositions back towards heaven. Further back as well. First snake bite going to be used, the dash backwards from Forsaken. Trying to play for his life here. Jing is quite pushed up. RB seems to be quite aware of the possibility. Another stun. Down, all the players grouped up here, and again it's these deep flanks. Zest, look at all that space he's just getting there. Into market, he's going to be calling the entire time to his team. He's like, guys, there's no one around this area of the map. Most likely still sticking around A. Now the util starts to fly back and forth. Taking a bit of space into heaven. What is the pathing going to be here? You just never know with PaperX. Ready for them though with the snake bite. Buzz, crossfire setup. Inside the smoke in his face. The nade there. They're trying to chase him all the way down. Satchels to avoid and adjust. He is being swarmed, isn't he? Mako goes for a bit of re-exploration. Mindfreak was holding that down, and he's still in position. He's dinking players all over the place. It's a real test for the observers. How are you going to catch all of this? It's all over the place, man. Zesto with the rifle. 2 necessary kills, but the site has been gained over towards B. Time was running short. They're going to be able to get this plant, and Mindfreak, look at this guy. Like a fox in the pen.
It's ridiculous. I mean, the positioning there of all these players. Zest on his push through B main makes a very sensible, nice read. PaperX, chaos, anarchy. Let's try and really mess with their protocols. Push into spawn, prompts this play. Buzz gets caught even though he was trying to be as aware as possible. Their mind breaks up in A heaven, freaking their minds.
They really just could not remove him.
That's an amazing thrifty to get PaperX back into this one.
Already the series just is, I mean, it's fun. It's fun, man. Always a pleasure to cast the PaperX game. Here we go. There's the exploration of mid. So I was talking about this a little bit earlier. They force out the nade. They do have to use their Trailblazer because of it, but they don't take any space. They're just backing away here.
Look how aggressive DRX are on the defense. Whether it's B main or A main, they're constantly prodding and looking to see whether it's free and they can push. I feel like Zest may well get caught here, though. Is he just going to tuck in this corner? It's a nice spot to play with a judge, to be fair. So maybe the action will happen over on A ramp instead.
Manfred might choose to take adjustment. RB, well, by jumping up in the air, firing off the molly. He was an easy target. Inside the smoke, though, Forsaken is leading the charge for his team. So he's taken up that space already. They've gained access to the site, but they don't have heaven control. It's lost for them right now. Spike planted safe behind the position. Have to use the Seekers now, letting that one loose. Gives them a bit of notice in terms of where some of these players might be.
Mindfreak only had 1 star and he used it to smoke heaven, so he doesn't have a pull on the plant right now.
Silent drops down, makes a bit of noise here. Cosmic Divide cuts through into the site. Now you start to see it. DRX moving forwards, high ground position. Forsaken still holding it. He's got the dash back and enabled. Brought down though, but the trades are online for them, and it's left just down to Mako. Lovely movement. Slight jiggle there from Jing, sets him up beautifully for the aim duel.
PaperX are really finding their openings around the map here. Jing 10-4 right now. It feels currently like a battle between the Raze players in terms of who gets
coy, emang pemain pengganti dia.
Jing's been good for it.
One enemy remaining.
DRX are trying to play aggressive up at the extremities because that's really good if PaperX stack one side of the map, as they're prone to do. But actually, what that also means is that sometimes Stacks and RB aren't in the greatest position to hard anchor the site. And they just kind of get bullied away. Access is given. Another timeout being used, this time on the side of DRX. So both teams have used 1 at this point.
I do wonder how this will change now with the timeout, because, like I said, I wanted to see PaperX, explore a little bit into mid, pull the util out, and then re-explore another area of the map afterwards. It worked out in that round.
DRX have got a tough decision here on whether to force up too.
They do. Yeah.
RB has his ultimate, but other than that, the economy's a bit stretched, so they might also be taking this time out to discuss some kind of tactic that's going to allow RB to use his ult at the beginning of the round and push aggressively. There, take a look at the money on the bottom left. We'll see whether they invest into this or go for a half buy. Yeah, it looks like a...
half armor. Everybody can buy for next.
Well, yeah, and it is a half buy. They've got 2 stingers and a judge here, so they haven't gone... They could have bought, I believe, 4 rifles and then just had RB use his ultimate, but maybe they don't have fast plays like that in their playbook.
Yeah. Gotta remember as well, as we've been mentioning, DRX with this roster, it's been chopped and changed, and the amount of preparation and practice you can, in theory, is quite limited. Zest with the jiggle peek. Oh my god, they are so fast up, and the crosshair placement. Forsaken, it's on point with it. Dashing forwards, no judge in the hand of us. His dash, stun, still takes the aim duel. Straight up close, and he shreds them with the pellets. Claims 2 kills for his team. How does this get salvaged? Divide around the back as well. The tight squeeze on all the remaining players as DRX attempt to flood in. It's shut down.
Calm face from Divide towards the end. Feels like Forsaken's waking up in his entry role too. He started this map 1-4. Since then, he's gone 4-1. So exactly opposite level of performance. Another round where Buzz has outsized impact, but DRX still not able to close it out. But we're going to head into a rifle round after this. Remember, that was just a half buy for DRX, despite the fact that they had some dangerous weaponry on board. And this is now 3 in the round that they need to find an answer.
Flash misses, I think, actually. I went towards the left instead of through the main choke. Still PaperX not shying away from it. They want to try and play fast. The bootbot spots it. That's just through the smoke. Jing! Can't be getting away with that, man. Get out of here. The showstopper. It's an easy one. 3 kills in the round. That's unholy. What is he doing? Running and gunning with the Vandal, a mockery.
Well, that's that round over. You got no chance if Jing's doing that through a Viper.
Soalnya gue ngebet soalnya something kagak main. Something kagak main, Jing. Lepas kendali
anjing. The boombot as well. He does have an idea that there's somebody there. It's a good read too to realize that people are playing that close by, but yeah,
kasih tali kayak gitu biar gak kemana-mana anjing.
Like that. It's PaperX's day, I guess. And I do feel for the DRX guys. I really do, because they're in this kind of situation. And a lot of people are looking at it thinking, there's actually a little gun barrel that pokes through there too. So a lot of people are looking at DRX thinking, well, I mean, they've got a great setup here. They get to play against PaperX with one of their best players, if not their best player missing. this should be a nice path through to have a
Soalnya
banger
susah
match
banget
against
ngejebol
Renault.
saya.
But actually, I think
Enggak, soalnya dua-duanya
all
tipenya
of the
sama.
pressure is on
Mau
them.
defensive attacking,
If they
agresif
win,
pasti.
it doesn't really prove anything. It's not a full strength versus full strength matchup. It's great for them to be able to advance through the bracket, but it doesn't
Iya, bocah aim banget
really
anjing.
feel as sweet, I would imagine, the revenge. But also, if they lose, it's a disaster. It's a very tough position. It's kind of a
Lihat no si
lose-lose.
Jared no, anjing 1-6 beban kali,
Yeah,
Cok.
going down to that lower bracket. I mean, the competition has never been higher at any international tournament. In terms of the caliber
Ya
of
makanya gue
quality of these
bilang
teams,
ini
it's just the
Jingnya
lower bracket.
lepas
I mean,
kendali anjing.
you got Loud waiting down there, man. I mean, it's
Masih kagak ada Jingnya jadi trouble
another
anjing.
half-life DRX. Do still have the danger. They kept the 2 rifles going. That dog does connect right around the side. Stacks is spotted. Still maintains his control. They want to try and refight this. That's the old overdrive. Ripped out in the hands. RB going to try and open it up with a bit of galvanizing. Still, it's Forsaken on the high ground position. A flash play. Smoke at his feet. There's danger in it. Everybody's running out of bullets. And it's just silly.
I mean, that's amazing stuff. I really respect the discipline there from Paper X too. They had an opportunity to dive into the site and try and punish Stacks, who got tagged by the Trailblazer. And instead, they knew that there was a reactive play happening over towards A-Ram. And they paused for a moment and made sure they fully dealt with it.
Nggak tahu. Ya, masukin something kali.
Just feeling like he has to make a play.
Katanya buat apa gue bayar gaji lu? Gak guna juga katanya.
As well. He will fall.
And so far, Paper X are winning almost all of their rounds by just battering A. It's just A ramp pressure, A main pressure. And DRX can't figure out a way.
Oh iya, dia kan wajib militer bukan sih?
I thought that Neon here would be extremely useful to land some deep stuns in and be able to just take fights.
Orang Singapura.
And instead, they can't find the right timings to be able to do that kind of stuff.
It's the mid-game love heart. That's a new one.
Oh, inaktif dia, nggak keluar dia. Inaktif.
Coordination.
A change up here, though, in terms of the default. And almost pays dividends instantly.
Yeah, Forsaken trying to punish it.
PNK nggak main-main.
Read as well, knowing that Zest has been jump spotting that early on.
Hah? Oh, udah keluar kan?
That was just
PNK.
Brada to his side, still has the rifle as well. And this is quite slow and spread out. Making noise in almost every area of the map. It's only Devi who's really playing quite slowly, trying to creep up towards A main. Took a timing there, actually. Devi's going to be calling that the Trailblazer was just used. If he dodges his flash, he doesn't. Okay. Could be problematic.
He gets caught.
But he did call that the dog didn't see. They forced out the Seekers. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty much the entirety of the util being used by Stacks. Do they still want to go off of this? RB seeks to reposition as well, closer, trying to anchor onto the side. The knives out now with the dog. Sashes forwards, over the top, up in the air. The right click with the regen. Still the damage is done, and it is 2 for it. Forsaken's there. Buzz right back at it, but 3 for Forsaken on for the ace. What more can he do? There's the trade. Where's the fifth? He wants it. He can feel it. Zest shuts it down. So the 1v3 to Pit. Drop down, doesn't know what a crossfire position is. Isolate one of the fight. Here's just Devi. 1 versus 1. Devi low on a 4 HP. A bit of spam will do it, Zest.
Oh, tapi dia ada
a moment to come alive. Denying the ace and potentially grabbing the round. Just needs a bit of luck. There's no shot. With the Phantom, the spam. 20 bullets left inside. Time running so damn short now with the decay kick. Devi. Blessed by Lady Luck, hasn't he? Really getting away with that. Any one of those bullets could have landed, and it would have been an absolutely miraculous round from Zest. But
if you want proof that God is a Paper X fan, contrast that round to where Jing got 2 up in A heaven by spamming through the Viper wall.
Penistaan namanya sih.
Some days it just ain't working for you.
Gak ada something bisa kalah.
And Zest, I think he played that as well as he really could.
Itu si Garen 277, Cok. Mau ngapain?
Couldn't quite catch Devi.
Ya Allah, Jingnya yang lepas, Cok.
And again, fast towards A. Satchel laid down ahead of time. Stun actually used to push this back, but there was a flash on top of that. So taking towards main. Both the stuns actually being used now. Again, updraft.
Oh my God.
Eager to take a fight. It's RB who swings into him, actually. What timing! Rips out the gun in time. How has he managed that?
Ulti ada semua, main click ada.
He's going to be that difference maker. Stacks close position where he's anchoring, not winning the aim duel, not against Forsaken. This guy is popping off right now.
Oh my God.
Any attempt
Forsaken's individual turn-up has absolutely
itu bang, dua orang
flipped
itu
my
bang, anjing.
expectations for this team without something on its head. How dangerous this duo looks. 15 kills apiece for Forsaken and Jing.
They're feeling it.
Dijadiin screen saver bangsat.
9-2-3. I mean, it's just sheer domination on the half. T-Rex unable to withstand any of that A main pressure that was going at them multiple rounds in a row.
Meanwhile, CGRS is getting put in the backpack by bottom fragging king sub.
Don't worry. It's like, no, your Utah's good, your Utah's good. Don't worry, you're helping. Well, it's the first half of Split. What a strange series of events. Is this really how they're expecting things to go? I'm not too sure, but T-Rex going to be scrambling for an answer. Let's send it down to the desk to break it down so far.
Thank you very much, Sideshow and Bran. We were worried about something not being here, but Bala, did we all just forget that Forsaken
Dibilang Sigara itu pelengkap doang biar bisa
That's a
main
good
early.
question, because this guy dominated 2 4Ks in the last 2 rounds. Just
Ya
insane
Allah.
stuff from him. It's the type of level that you remember from back in the day when Forsaken was that guy on this team.
He's still that guy. But let's take a look at Verizon high-speed moment from that half. Round 8, Kakuka, talk me through this.
Yeah, exactly. I believe this is one of the executes that we're going to get from Vaporix. I thought that there was a lot of them. Of course, Forsaken is going to be the first one in, but he's not the only force. Buzz is going to find a couple of kills here, but everything happens in the gist of what, like 30 seconds, an entire round. Everybody is rotating. The sandwich comes also from mid, and the round is over. Very Vaporix style.
I just love how they're able to pinch
Derek
dynamically
kenapa
in that
ini, Bang?
situation. Divide on the late flank through
Tapi
heaven.
game 2 lu mau
It's
makan
just so
Derek lagi nggak?
perfect in that situation. That is the type of thing that is constantly so
Lihat
good with
map,
Vaporix,
lihat
and that
hero
is
dah.
working. You're seeing
orang gua
multiple
dengerin kata
2vx
Fadil anjing, yang
situations,
satu makan
3vx
Derek anjing.
situations that DRX is not having a way back into these rounds.
We have seen the score line before. I think that things can change now on the attack. We were talking about the Neon and how probably that is going to have an impact. We need to see the same that we saw from Forsaken and Jing, now translated to Buzz and RB. I think that RB had a better idea at the beginning
Sampai nggak main yang bermasalah jadi Jing sama
but
Forsaken anjing
it was
dali
moving
bang.
forward. I feel like the intention that he had on A, he wasn't really accomplishing, and Stax was burning utility way too fast to actually last for the entirety of the round.
I mean, you're asking a lot here
Forsaken
on this
kali
9-3
dikasih jet
half
atau
for this
sing
from
Di
DRX. I
tahu,
think
tidak
it's just
akan
a
pernah
worse
meleset.
version of the jet raise that actually works out here on this
Anjing.
attack. It's a very tough task.
I mean, we got to see what they can do, right? Let's see as we send this back to Sideshow and Bran.
Yeah, let's find out as well. I mean, it really does feel, you know, as the desk was saying, quite, you know, plug and play, removing the jet. You put RB on a comfort role of the Neon. They have played Neon in the past on Split when it was a solo duelist comp. So they do have some ideas, but we'll see just how good it is and how fleshed out it is on this attack side now. In theory, lots of stuff that you can
Neon
do, but
bagus
with
coy
how
di sini.
Vaporix are playing and how on
Iya,
point Forsaken
ngacak-ngacak
and Jing
bisa
are,
dia.
what a difficult task.
They did play Split.
Udah gitu ya kata buat ngestunnya kan banyak dia buat mantulinnya.
Coming out on top, but that was when Vaporix had just started moving their roster around a long, long time ago.
Ayolah, comeback lah. Game satu ini doang menang anjing.
We had
Habis itu
really
Perek
no
menang
idea
anjing.
what to expect today, and even those slim expectations we were thinking about have not played out. The pressure's on DRX here. Very different tempo to start. An extremely spread default, where they put down a little bit of pressure over here into B main, so they feel confident about taking this. Did that see something? It feels like it might have just popped up a couple question marks.
Aduh, dapat info lagi blinded.
Getting a read on the minimap there just from the tail end of it. Flash also confirming the suspicions. They got the noise cue, so they know that there's at least one player there. We know, of course, it's a heavy group up, maybe setting up for what was the 4-1 split, now looking like a 3-2.
And Forsaken's very deep in A main, which means Vaporix are allowed to put 3 on B.
Interesting stun.
Bukan enak kan?
Side as a glide and a nade used in response here. A lot of damage done. RB's going to be low. Has a nade of their own. Buzz using it, but no one's actually really popping out of the smoke. They're waiting for Mako and Zest to get in position. It's really disjointed here. Jing being shot from behind. No one was covering his back. The slow play, well, it works out with 12 seconds remaining. Time was running so damn short there, but do a good job, DRX. They cut noise adequately enough, whether intentional or not. Really, I mean, I think it was just because they were forced to wait for the Heaven players.
Itu si
But the
Gareth
timing
udah
worked out.
nge-troll banget itu
Again,
anjing.
patience being beneficial for both of these teams. Forsaken was the player that was putting pressure over in A. He's forced to try and win a 1v5 here, which I think is going to just be a little past him.
Well, spotted out where the potential re-swing was, but yeah, 30 health.
Extraordinarily difficult situation, and a very good start here for DRX in this half. They obviously needed the pistol to mount any kind of a comeback.
Yep.
I think the desk might be right with this being, you know, attack-sided on split. You saw the stats as well, that they tend to win about 60% of their time. I think a little more than that on the attack side. Historically, this is a fantastic map for DRX. It used to be, you know, back when they were Vision Strikers in the very early days, it used to be their absolute best. I think they still boast something like a 90% win rate all time on split. But of course, the theme of this match does seem to be, history doesn't really matter. It's what happens today.
And expectations, toss them out the window, because really, I mean, everything was against Paper X.
Nice buat Mako, nice.
Still plenty more of the map though to go, potentially, so
absolutely.
See if DRX can turn the tide. I mean, they get that pistol around, like you said, pretty important.
And CGRS is going to be a player that is taxed quite a lot on defense, I think. On the attack side, as we see DRX going into B, on the attack side, CGRS is just going to be feeding, you know, utility for his duelists, and can rely on Forsaken and Jing calling that. I think mostly Forsaken calling that out. But on defense, CGRS is going to be asked to do a bit more on his own, especially if Forsaken dies early in a round, or if he's having to hard anchor A.
Komentatornya juga bilang anjing,
for the defensive
Gareth kagak ada
info
guna.
utility, definitely something to keep track of.
Trying to get themselves in the satchel with a shorty up close, but everybody's getting mowed down.
Pakai klasik, Cok. Skill, Cok. Ngentut. Oh my god.
That, yeah,
oh my god.
Don't go for...
Ekonominya hancur ini mah.
Okay. Damage done, but time is running so low. That's a shorty. Not the weapon of choice, but... Go down to the spike. Send it all flying, hoping that maybe they could make it a bit winnable, but...
Paper X have never lacked ambition.
Yeah, they certainly haven't.
They will go for them.
Yeah.
So, DRX with a chance to convert some kind of bonus. This is where you would usually see DRX cooking up some kind of set play, where both duelists barrel down mid into male, or they explode onto the A site. But thus far, it has been quite slow for their attack side. Oh, here comes RB.
Okay, here we go. Stuns, flashes. Absolutely blinded up, Jing. How's he finding that? Satchel to the side. He's grabbing all of them. Mindfrig also seeking to contain. Again, stop that pressure that was going through into B main. Forsaken did lose his life earlier. That's a wide double face. Mako, he does trade a necessary kill, but he's left alive in a 1v2. Does have the spike.
Bunuh Dalfai doang.
By the way, there's only
menang
25
anjing.
seconds that have passed in this round.
What a difference to some of the teams that we've been watching in this
Dalfai
tournament.
anjing.
Bang Abang, saya cabut bentar
Both
dulu
these
ya.
squads
Mari
quite happy to
abang,
increase the
hati-hati ya bang ya.
join. Mako using the Trailblazer audio cue there, realizing that CGRS is looking for information and routed to the spot, so he's happy to just run through, catch a little earlier of a timing.
A ton of time to work with here. I mean, like I said,
Jangan
Mako
Ipan, sayang.
got the
Oh
pieces to
my
make something
god.
of this. Not the health, really, but...
He really is the rock that his team relies on.
Come on. No one here, no one
See
here.
that influence in his play at times as well. You know, when the team's not doing too well.
Masih banyak waktu.
But man to man, he pulls off some insane moments with insane consistency. I thought, I really did for a second there. The crosshair placement was looking quite good, but no, he gets brought down. So Paper X
Cigaret
will be the
itu
first
bot
team
Cok.
to get to 10.
Itu bot tuh anjing. NPC dia.
NPC ya.
See a bonus round tactic there from DRX. Very fast play up through B heaven, but well responded to by Jing. He backed it up using a blast pack.
Udah,
And to be honest, the spacing difference was enormous between
udah
RB
ngelock
and
roster
Buzz.
buat game ini, udah.
Buzz couldn't really follow
Main
up
terus.
what RB was doing there. And I imagine we're going to go back into some slow rounds, though they're set up again for a similar kind
Di
of
match
mid
selanjutnya baru bisa
pressure
main
on
dia.
attack.
Iya, match selanjutnya baru main.
It's a lot of space cleared out just from the
didn't check.
Trailblazer. Yeah, didn't check down into sewer, so Mako still lurking there. Goal just to be setting up Forsaken onto the A main angle so nobody can lurk. So he is past the, you know, the Viper wall. That was really one they were intending. Mid as well, could be some back and forth. Exploration potentially, but yeah, time
By the
ticking
way, gue
down
baru
still.
ingat ada yang
Mid is
kalah
such
nih
an
kayak
important
masang
part of the map
derek
for
nih.
DRX to control, especially in this round where they have Seekers. It's just going to be
Kan gue
so
bilang
useful for Stacks if he uses them in that kind of spot to tell where
Cuma
Paper
nembak
Rex is.
This is so risky from Jing. He sees it, the shoulder, and it's a wider face by Buzz. He's immediately there to capitalize and punish it. Still, they want to try and play fast off this. DRX taking that B heaven control. Lose a player in the process. Devi, he's got to try and anchor it down. Mindfreak being almost propped up though. He managed to get the utility off. Needs to hold this smoke as well. And he has created a bit of an opening. Drop down. Where is the trade? It's nowhere in sight. 6 bullets towards the back. RB, he's playing it with patience. This could be momentous. Slow it all the way down, son. Don't reveal anything. He finds it. Brought it to a 1 versus 1. He expects it as well. He knew where CGRS was. Spike's picked up 14 seconds. Lands the shot. 3 kills. And he salvages it.
Gila trigger disiplinnya ada sumpah dah.
Clutch. What incredible trigger discipline there. More too easy than 2Es. He did not make that same kind of mistake, same error, and pays off massively, that discipline and patience that he shows. I was all ready to sing Devi's praises too because he played that round phenomenally.
Gak kelihatan ya segitu ya?
Enggak. No. That's off the dome, is it?
I mean, you can't be telling me you're watching RB in that situation and not
Kan udah
just
gue bilang kan, kalau dia pinter ya, ngulur waktu anjing. Gak bakal dicari.
That was an amazing moment.
Kalau dia pinter. Tapi nggak apa-apa deh, yang penting selamat dulu 90 gua anjing.
There's the half buy for Paper Rex.
Ayo, 90 ini guys.
Taking a knock. After losing that one, DRX.
Dah cabut dah.
Bringing this back, or at least the possibility of it. I mean, they're winning the necessary rounds, but you got to keep it together.
DRX have
Wah, ini kalau menang tricky kepanis banget DRX anjing.
Only leaving one player A. They're using CGRS's utility to just, most of the time, rotate off.
So here we go. Satchels. Again, another glide forwards. White face. Mindfreak still alive and kicking, but not for long. RB is there. Duelist player dropping down into hell. It's cleanup duty for him.
He's looking crispy with it.
Yeah, he really is. When RB's firing off like this, he's on a comfort roll. It's a good sign.
Best
Take it, what's the rifle? Smoke to cut up the angle. Not quite a rifle, a stinger, but maybe he can do some damage with it. Bit of mistiming with that one.
Ngentot di
to get set up by the
temennya,
flash,
Cok.
Kan gue bilang kan, NPC anjing. Tiga red, flashnya juga anjing.
No chance at all with just the or with the sheriff.
Yes.
Going for it. Wants it, and he's got it.
That's a crowd pleaser.
Bukannya saving ya, serem dia.
But Paper Rex still have a 3-round lead, and they're coming into this next one with rifles and all 5 ultimates.
Let's go saving my 90%.
The team's going to take a tactical timeout too, as Coach Alex has his
IDR.
input.
Let's go, bro. I believe in you.
But to be honest, I don't feel like
there's
been too many major errors from the way that Paper Rex are playing this on the defense side. However, there are tendencies
Ayo
to
bro,
dig
melek
into.
bro.
DRX have been going
Gua tahu
big
lo orang Korea, tapi melek lah.
in the same way that Paper Rex were favoring a ramp and control. DRX have been putting a large emphasis on B. But I think the current way that Paper Rex are playing their defense side makes sense. They're using the Sky utility to just set up Forsaken. CGRS rotates off a lot of the time, and they have like 3 towards B, 2 towards mid kind of setup.
Apa? IGL apa tuh?
Just can't quite anchor it when the side hits start to come through.
Yeah, and also you had RB with a fantastic clutch play, which, you know, he's not going to be able to do that every time. Just because you lost the round doesn't mean you played it badly.
Chances for Paper Rex to get back into it, using that last time out. Look at the amount of ults they've got online. Forsaken.
Wow,
the operator as well. Potentially another what's happening with, you know, the slower beginnings. These very wide spread out defaults for DRX. Just poking and prodding. Maybe there's something there to punish.
Yeah, not just that. Devi's got his Viper split online and a judge, so I would not be surprised to see him just rip that in B main to start. However, DRX have not really been playing fast in B main.
Viper's spit be made. Here's a showstopper, an exchange of all sorts of utility. It's all over the place, man. Jing still, he did the damage and he cleaned it up.
He's cleaning up his own mess there. RB had a phenomenal dodge and yet wasn't able to reset the aim to actually punish that showstopper from coming through.
That ult needs a buff or something. I'm telling you.
He just got two, Brad.
He did. He set himself up quite nicely. Mindfree with the jiggle. Lays down the star. Oh my goodness, almost goes down because of it.
Yeah, he also didn't have the pull to be able to work with. So he had to... He was kind of too late on the timing there.
Here's up the util. Seeker's being used.
It's going to be so difficult to FB in this spot, though, because of Devi's ultimate. It just doesn't seem doable.
It really doesn't. That's probably why
Waduh,
they just
Mako.
slowed it down again, making
Kena
sure they
dong.
explore
Enggak kena
into
cuy.
mid. It's Mako who's gained this
Kena,
position.
kena
It's a bad
info.
flash. He's pushed all the way deep, and yep.
Oh.
Wow, that is so unfortunate. CGRS just used his flash in A heaven to make sure Forsaken was safe from that spot, and Mako dodged it somehow. Maybe with the Viper wall?
It's a free plan. Snacks
Ini
gets
lagi
that
nobar,
one
Bang.
down at 3 versus 3. Viper's Pit online. Place that one down into the elbow choke, and look at that area that it's covering. This is brutal to get through. If you are Paper X, got to pray for some of that Jing RNG, I think. Maybe with the run and gun as well. Hope you collect an easy kill, spamming into the corners here. One upside is everybody is playing in the pit, so there's always that potential. You've got to land your shots properly. Flash round the side. Decay kicking in makes it an easy kill to claim. Mindfree forced to back away and save.
Tapi nggak apa-apa, Den. Nggak apa-apa, Den.
That is an enormous round for DRX and Marco. There's the hole. I was talking about how I really like the way that Paper X were playing their defensive side,
Nggak bisa,
and they were
coy.
just
Forsaken
posting
masih ada
up
ulti, anjing.
Forsaken on A main. Now,
Iya.
obviously, he's weak
Forsaken
from
dapat masih ada.
that mid split, but
Forsaken.
CGRS was still spotting it with utility. I don't know how Mako quite dodged the flash.
Oh,
that came
udah
through
nggak ada.
Dynamite. Was he around a corner or something? I'll see this in the replay.
Here we go.
Ini nggak kena nih.
What?
That is okay. I
He
mean,
just activates his wall as he hears the audio cue, and even though it's half bloomed, it gives the false info because he's behind the
Wah, itu
wall.
sih bukan salah Cigaret, anjing. Emang
Crazy that
Makonya
that's
aja
what
gila.
turned around. Shout out the replay observers for
sudah apa
catching
itu,
that
Bang?
one too.
yeah,
Enggak,
that's
enggak.
nasty as well, though. Mako
Si-
immediately
si Makonya.
capitalizing off of it.
Punya Mako itu.
What a phenomenal play and instantly recognizing the
Nah, itu
advantage he
punya
had
Mako,
there.
bukan lah.
That's part of what makes Mako
Punya Mako.
world class.
Oh iya iya.
Now you're starting to see. Got to turn up the heat. Avenue Forsaken. Straight up into it. Taking the
Taking
fight to
revenge.
Mako. That's a bit of a read, I think, that they know that Mako was playing so slowly towards that area. Two players in sewers. The Salmain Forsaken! Absolute genius at work here. Grabs the one, doesn't quite get the third. Still. He's made this more than winnable. Oh my god, okay, CGRS, why not? Go for it. Flash play around the side, but Buzz wasn't really blinded up. Double satchel now. Makes his mark.
Guna kali di tim dia.
His claim as well towards the site. Got to try and get this spike down, but
Ini sama kayak
wanted to
sama
note
kayak
as well
kayak
that you
Najwa
still have a
anjing.
main control.
Yeah, they have a pull that can go on the spike here. Buzz with a showstopper.
Flanked as well though, and there's a fight
Oh
taking
my
place on the
God.
side. Buzz
Bisa
threw
begitu,
it
coy.
around for him. Got to get a bit of a move on, and I think Mindfreak running. No, he slowed it all the
Aduh,
way down.
timing.
Him versus
Timing,
Zest.
timing.
It's quite important, and Zest falls. Now they know. Should be at least two players onto the site. Paper X starting to put the squeeze on into elbow. Maybe some util to set it up. Showstopper's forced out. Trying to make something from this one. 55 health on Buzz. He'd love a kill from this. Again, just waiting it out. Time is ticking. It's getting shorter and shorter. Have to let rip. And you have to find some kills. Mindfreak, he wins his. Defy follows up. And just in time. Just in time, man.
Yeah, I mean, they had only 3 seconds to spare, something like that. 2.5, not even. And yet, once more, what I'm appreciating from this map with these two teams is that despite the chaotic moments, the players are so smart at when to be patient and when to play the time. They don't overrush things in this spot where Buzz is holding his showstopper. They know that they can
Aduh,
play the
lawannya
clock,
Davai,
use it
Jok.
as a resource, and win things out.
Aduh, aturan tadi
What
Davai
a
masih
huge
hidup
one
tuh.
for Paper X to be able to take away.
Yeah, amazing.
Cigaret harusnya masih hidup.
That's another one where it's a bit of a broken buy too. They've been almost perfect in those low eco rounds.
It's been odd, hasn't it? Both of these teams really just excelling at the attack side so far, but
Entah kenapa begitu Sigaret masuk, Sigaret udah kayak ini ya, kayak Radian yang lagi di boosting.
Two more chances, two more rounds. That's really what needs to be gained for PaperX, and they can convert this map.
And something we haven't really discussed too as DRX take a tactical timeout. I think it bodes mentioning that one of the big reasons why DRX have been able to run Zest is that they lean back on old compositions, old strategies. They haven't had much screen time with him. They've only started playing with him. Termi was saying in a press conference, basically as soon as he started subbing in the lower bracket finals against T1, they weren't practicing with him before that. So that's not very long to cook up a deep playbook with a new composition like this, one that they haven't played before. I feel like, I could be wrong here, but I feel like every other map we've seen them play an old composition or something that they've played recently, something where Zest would be comfortable and understand exactly what was going on. This is different, and their attack side still looking decent.
Bagus. Ada
But it's a deviation
Sigaret
from
sana.
the norm of how they've been able to maintain success whilst messing
Udah
their
apa ya
roster.
lawannya anjing.
So here's a difference maker. It's been slow all up until this point, but now our Trailblazer leading them in the side, forcing out the snake bite. Nade towards the back, and a flash. Devi is in a lot of danger. Low enough. But it's a stray bullet to Buzz.
Tapi lagi yang mati anjing.
Lead the Charger's team. He's in there. Towards elbow. CJRS! What?
That's unfortunate.
Mako, crazy.
That'll happen.
Yeah, still, nade in the hand of Jing. He's cleared out towards main.
Cepatlah, itu
He is
siapa
gonna get
itu? Oh my
re-fought out. Seeker
god, Zest,
is
cepatlah.
broken. Here's the nade.
Itu temen lu.
Rebounds over towards the side, trying to force this
Itu
fight out.
temen lu
Again,
betul.
Mako is just elite. Only the one before it's traded. Mind Freak, 1v3. Doesn't know where anybody is. Buzz seeking as well to collect, wrap around entirely.
Ayo,
Itu Olo Vipernya kok bisa begitu sih? Apa antara Sigaretnya yang tolong?
DRX attempt to mount a comeback.
Apa?
Sigaretnya yang tolong.
That's a fast pop
Dia
where
nge-whip
really
anjing.
the round should have been. Yeah, I mean, take a look at that. He barely sees him.
Dia nge-whip
Flicks around.
anjing.
It's one of those instances where it's unfortunate for CGR.
Nah. It's okay,
5-14,
gitu
but
dia.
it makes sense. He's a substitute player. He's coming in here without any
It's
scrim
okay, it's okay.
experience
Itu
apart
dia.
from what they've been able to put together.
Anti.
Udah nggak ada orang di
They
anjing.
played him for one map, I believe.
Maju
in
aja lah.
Pacific.
Let's see
Maju
if
aja.
Nggak bisa begitu anjing pro player
get
anjing.
away with murder on their half
Maju
by this is
aja, let's
exploration
go,
into mid.
maju.
Deep contact play at the beginning, seeing if they can hunt for
Gua
a
lagi
kill,
mau
but
telepati mereka anjing.
too much done. In fact, just spotted out. No reaction from DRX, but now you're starting to see them go a little bit. Boombot, Dog, either way, making sure to clear some of those angles. Devi still playing his life. Going for any sort of one and done, so they give them the
Nah,
side
ini
entirely
masih
where this
yang
flank
lama
also
nih.
starts to really pay off. This
Iya, masih best lama.
flanks, because Zest is also just in the middle of mid.
I mean,
Way far apart.
every A hit, Zest has just been sat AFK in market playing the pull and then going for the latest lurks possible. So, I mean, that's how they're working him in this roster.
Retaking that main control, pushed up. Together now, heavy group up onto the side. ID's DRX players, could be some danger, absolutely. Satchel plays still with the rifles. Is it going to be easy sailing? Mako. Stop from this aggression. They double face though, and they have handed Forsaken. One of them with the dash back online, rips out the Sheriff, tries to take the fight. RB, it is magnificent, but they don't know where Zest is. With time running this low,
Menang.
it's been played well.
The final layer.
Yuk.
Zest just having so much faith in the rest of his team that he'll be able to go on these long
Beda,
late
akankah
lurks.
90 kita sama
RB
Den?
stepping up.
Let's go.
Forsaken couldn't quite get the
Let's
reload off there.
fucking go.
He's mid-reload, dashes, and then swaps over to the
Let's
Sheriff.
go, abis ini dia
Stops
nggak
him
ada
from being
duit.
able to get the trade kill off properly. But then again, he hit that one, so you can't be too mad with
Yeah,
what happened.
yeah.
Nasty shots. I think as well the time pressure there. They know that Zest is playing with the pull as well to delay. They have to go fast. Yeah, into the side there. So
Ya kena
probably
mampus.
wait around and reload. It's the right call to make in the moment and
Okay.
almost doable. But
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
Zest playing RTS mode.
This is a major comeback for DRX. High-low setup for PaperX.
It's just that one round, as you mentioned in Josh. Bring it nice and even. What a comeback. The high-low setup. It pays off, doesn't it? An opening kill onto RB.
I love
RB
that.
lagi
PaperX
mati.
has been running it in Pacific too a lot of the time. Very good against the DRX team that's going to try and take that space before bursting.
Just an innate understanding of the timer of that one with the boombot. But to the side, but the purpose of it was really just to fake
Itu,
that
ya ampun.
presence, and it's a really
Itu buruk aja nyangkut, Cok.
just contacting down into mid.
Yeah, CGRS also missing his flash there, so they're worried that somebody could be deep into A
Oh my god.
They're actually giving, or being forced to give DRX all of this space.
That's the second flash used. This time a bit of an indicator, but no more to play off of. Don't know if Heaven's compromised. You can see how scared they are of this while this flank comes through. In and out of sewers, stacks with the gun at hand. Ready waiting. And now he immediately runs up onto the side. He realizes, and I've got the spike. We're going to try and play for this. Satchel forward buzz. He swings out wide. Jing still in a fight. The rocket let loose a little bit too close as well. Doesn't really get any damage at all, but they do have that Heaven control. All three players now grouped up as well. Starting to see the util sails through the sky. It's a snake bite. Looks off the one angle there. Shots. It's an absolute firing range for Mako. And he gets the ult off online. Spray down from Mind Freak.
Very
enough
weak.
Damage done. Mako is low. A single bullet and burst will really bring him down, and the whole defense will come crumbling. But still Buzz.
Kok bisa masuk? Baru ngelayanin sebentar anjing.
Here into elbow. It needs to be that random kill, and the random spray, the last bullet, finds it, isolates it, knows where Buzz is, and he wins it! Just insane!
These are the moments that are making the difference in this match. And Mako's reaction says it all. What are you supposed to do there? That's almost the exact same spot that we saw. How many rounds ago? I can't even remember. 12 rounds ago, something like that. And this time, a deity guides the bullet straight into Mako's head.
And it brings them one step closer to taking the map.
I mean, just ridiculous scenes.
But yeah, you're right.
Do love a fake comeback. Do love a fake comeback.
Arby, tolong dong,
I
Arby.
want to see DRX bring it to OT. Catching just onto the model.
Yeah, Zest.
Overtime dong, overtime please.
Almost just
Overtime doang anjing.
Sekali ini aja gue minta overtime tolong.
Iya.
Overtime bang, tolong.
I'm pretty sure that will pull him if they choose
Tolong
to use
banget ini mah.
That's a recall. Oh, well, okay. Just a start. Propped up.
Oh,
Right, takes the timing. Right round the side there with RB. Follow up with the rifle. Zest. Maintaining this deep push as well. Fights all over the place. Missing the shot. Forsaken. Smoke up. Props up the one way. Does he really want to try and get back onto the angle? Zester's got the read on this. He's actually got his crosshair on it.
He's in astral form.
Yep. Star.
Wow.
Up smokes. The space being gained, but that could be a play to make as well. He's going to be making a call as well that everybody's rotating away.
Ayo bisa yuk 3 lawan 2, 3 lawan 2, ayo bisa.
3 lawan 2 ini anjing, satu
really
pot itu
struggled in these
ngentot,
anchor
masa
spots
nggak
before,
bisa?
but Jing's been excellent with it.
One thing to be aware.
Aduh, ditemenin sama Jing lagi dia.
They know the hits coming through onto A.
Bisa deh kayak gue baik, gak bisa main nge-hold side anjing.
There it is with the flash. Re-swing from Jing. It's up to Zest to try and extend the play. There's no chance in hell. That's 4 to finish for Jing. And map 1 is Paper X's.
What a turnaround. Great attempt at a comeback there from DRX2. But I think the damage was absolutely done in the first half. Forsaken was flying, and Jing was consistently amazing
Iya 4 lawan 5, tapi ya Allah Jing sama Forsaken-nya.
That has completely flipped my expectations for this series on its head.
Oh yeah.
I really thought we'd be seeing a weakened Paper X out here today. And, you know, CGRS
Mereka ngambil 30 berdua bang.
on their attack side in terms of using that utility defensively struggled a little.
Nggak tahu sih, tadi terakhir gue liat 2-3-2 berapa gitu.
They just went back to that 1-2 punch of Forsaken Jing and kind of tore DRX to pieces.
Works just as well.
DRX are going to be in their own heads about this one, I think. It's a rough situation for them to be in.
This is a matchup where you should be favoured if you're DRX. Going up against that weakened squad of Paper X, you know, we're running. CGRS just as a sub, but like you said, Josh, you know, he wasn't really required to have a big step up. The support of util was there, and that was what was really a defining factor, even in that final round. Jig with a swing on Heaven.
But if DRX, you're right. If DRX can't beat this team, with CGRS in the roster.
Anjing, padahal udah dikasih nerf
I mean,
satu
that
bot
is what they're all going to be thinking.
Iya, Cok.
Does not bode well, does it? On their map pick on top of it.
Emang lagi performanya direct
Who
turun kah?
knows what Paper X are going to be pulling out on Mine, by the way.
Not a clue.
Listen, they were running Reyna with something and they still
Gimana,
left
Den?
the
Game
Reyna
2.
now. Not too sure.
They could. They totally
Lihat,
could.
lihat,
Jinx
gini
played
lah,
Reyna in the
Henry.
past. That would be weird though.
Makanya
That
gue
would look
setiap kali
Satan
mau
on the
main
Rays.
nanya dulu
I don't
nih,
want to
anjing.
theorycraft the comms because
No.
this team could be running
Ya
Gecko in the next map,
Allah,
and
bisa
it wouldn't
kalah 4
surprise
lawan
me.
5
We
bangsa.
really don't know what they're going to be pulling out for Mine, but they picked it. They must have picked it for a reason.
Ya
And
Allah, ada apa sih
DRX
Derek anjing?
really got to try and rally back, I think, as well. In the short
Kayaknya
time between this
dari
map and
kemarin
the
gua
next
kalah
as
sama
well.
Derek
It's
mulu,
an
Cok.
opportunity to take a bit of a breather.
Iya.
Try and brush
Yang
it
foot
off.
lawan Derek, gua game 1 megang foot, all in. Megang Derek, all in. Habis langsung saldo gua.
Forsaken.
Game 2-3 dia yang menang, aku
Incredible
kan.
performance in the first half. It's what my brain keeps thinking back to.
Gua kira bakal game 1 DRX, game 2 foot, game 3 DRX. Niat gua begitu.
There's just so many amazing moments. I mean, you got to see some top
Game 1
form
kalah
out of
anjing.
tons of individuals, the explosiveness of Paper X that we
DRX.
know and love.
Menang
Massive bonus
DRX,
from Abi
2-1.
here. Delaying by enough time. Mako as well with his individuality. Just a really great map, I think, as well, setting the tone of all of this.
You can't say it's not entertaining when you watch Paper X and DRX play.
Ya Allah, Den, balik lagi ke modal awal, Den.
Absolutely always deliver. That's going to do it for map number one.
Enggak,
We'll see you
udah buka
after the
cepet
break.
anjing, dia kan masukin cepet, lu cepet 200. Oh, Battle Pass. Lu pengen makan? Lu kapan pergi cenah? Oh maga. Kaget gua anjing. Iya yang mati dulu. Ya lu kalau mau boleh keadaan di sini, ini kan minta sampai di situ rendah. Udah kemarin. Oh, ada opo yang gua anjing. Bisa kalah, Cok, 4 lawan 5 anjing. Anjing gak ngerti gua. Game 2 aja DRX. Hah? Game 2 aja DRX. Game 2 DRX menang. Aduh, padahal udah bersabda lagi game 2 DRX menang. Apa-apa. Ntar dulu. Tapi ini map picknya si ini, Cok. Derek. Ini map satu map picknya Derek. Kalau main PRX. PRX apa Derek?
Main Lotus tuh PRX anjing.
Iya, map 2 main. Mau langsung alin kah?
Terserah dirimu lah.
Ya Allah, Den. Masa hilang nih duit, Den?
Gak masalah, itu mah gak masalah.
Alin terus masalah ya. Semoga semesta memberikan. Hah? Gak tahu. Tadi Fadil bilang kalau map main auto PRX katanya. Tapi gue lihat dulu dah kalau per second dia ngambil Yoru, gue berani ngambil. Kalau dia ngepicknya satu duelisnya race, gue agak kurang ini. No odds masih pada megang Derek, coy. Gue nggak ngerti orang-orang tolol ini loh. Gak mungkin, kan nggak ada something. Nggak ada something, coy.
Iya.
Nggak ada something.
Satu Masuk Tokyo ini nggak ada something.
Nggak ada something masalahnya.
Dia
Pasti
nggak
beda.
bisa gini, nggak dikasih akses masuk.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Here with Coach Alex, and wow, what an incredible display. It got a little dicey there for a moment, but it looked good. Real fast, so you knew you weren't going to have something here, so you weren't going to be necessarily at full strength. What were the contingency plans that you guys had put in place to get ready for this match against DRX? But also, I'm curious as well, like, what are you proud of the boys as far as pulling off that victory goes?
As far as contingency plan goes, I mean,
Di
we
something
knew
nggak
that
dikasih masuk ke
maybe
Tokyo.
he might have a chance to make it, so we started the first half of the practice in Japan
nggak
with
bisa juga.
a little bit of practice when he's in Singapore. Then we changed that once we knew that the visas were unlikely to happen for at least the first 2 games. In that case, we practiced with Kla, cigarettes. He managed to.
Tapi Chronocal
I mean, he's been
masuk
playing
sama
very well
Nuts
in
anjing.
practice. He's very, very calm, and I think he gives a little bit of a veteran presence. He's played professionally in a few games, so I think he brings a good
Apa
energy and a
dua
vibe to the team.
kewarganegaraan kali dia.
As far as, you know, what were you proud of with the boys? What do you want to take away from that last win?
I think it was very difficult to play against a comp that we've never seen before. I think nobody plays Neon in Asia,
dua
Split, so it's something very new for us.
kewarganegaraan,
And
kayak
I think
yang
I'm proud that
kemarin
they managed to adapt
yang datang ke
without
Indo.
really much of my help.
Nas,
Most of the time, my tech
ini,
force I
masalah
actually
visa
spent
dia.
calming them down rather than anything else.
Mas
Well, thank you so much for the insight, brother. Appreciate you. Back to you guys.
Warganegaraan.
Thank you very much,
Masih
Golden
dalam
Boy
kali.
and Alex. Now,
Tapi kalau
Bot,
udah
I
bisa,
like the
udah
veteran
nggak
experience
bisa.
point because this is a team full
Kalau
of
bisa yang masih
kind of
belum diurus, nggak
mental, lunatic
yang rupanya nggak bisa.
style player youngsters. Maybe
Absolutely.
CGRS being there kind of calms them down a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. You actually kind of felt
Anjing,
that
PRX sudah
style
ngepur
from them. I
something,
think,
masih kalah
especially
direct
on
loh,
their
Cuk.
attack side, it was a lot slower.
Yeah,
There were definitely moments where, you know, you have the microaggressions that we know and love with Paper X, but yeah, maybe that adds to it. I think CGRS definitely struggled a little bit in this game, but you have at least the rest of the players able
Udah
to
dikasih tahu
cover
sama
it up in some
komentatornya.
sense.
Yeah, but
Button
Kukuka
packing, anjing.
DRX, they nearly brought it back.
Yes. It was insanely close, and I wanted to take a look at one round, actually the first round of that second half.
12.
Of course, after a 3-9 scoreline, things, you know, get dicey. The most important round is the pistol round. You need to get those numbers on the table, and I wanted to take a look at what DRX is going to be doing here. After working a little bit around the map and actually only given the bit of information that there might be someone around B lobby, they decide to go on this execute. And the cool thing about it is how important and how decisive they're going to be with the utility usage. We were talking about the Neon, about what she can do. We're going to see stun use here and here, plus a smoke that is going to be just instant, but not fully onto Heaven. And I want to play the clip directly so we can dive into it, clearing that early space and actually giving that first kill that is going to go on this direction, as you can see right now. And the moment that they freeze inside of this smoke, acknowledging the strengths that they're also on the side of Paper X and how important this round is. Now, look at the minimap. We still see how Jet is going back into A, saying like, okay, there's such a big freeze time into when nothing happens, and all of the players, a couple of them coming from mid, take that space and take that moment of a little bit of disjointing, just because of the utility that is being thrown onto B, that causes the right exact amount of chaos for them to take that space without actually any casualties.
It's crazy how well that freeze worked. And they dove into the smoke, too. That was Paper X's. That is just perfect. That's like really giving Paper X a sense of what is going on. And I think almost every single round had an element of that from DRX as well. For me, the game plan was really good. They started abusing that B side. They went there like 5 times after that pistol, and then they started abusing that A side, where CGRS is struggling to get the information so the rotates can come in time. It's just a bunch of hero plays, and like Josh was talking about on the cast, a lot of really lucky moments as well, like that spray through the Viper's pit.
Yeah, but we're going to move on to map 2 now, and I'm really excited about this. I know it's a rematch, but this is where I feel like DRX, they're going to want revenge, Kukuka. This is where the final map of that grand final as well, but again, very different players this time. We still don't have something.
Yeah.
There's a lot of questions.
I think that's the biggest question, because one of the craziest compositions that Paper X has on their map pool is here on Bind. And one of the pivotal points of their wins was actually something on Reyna and all of the combos and all the insane individual plays that he could have. Now that we have seen CG Ravers playing on the Sky, on Split, what is the team going to do on Bind?
It's really interesting, because to me, something on that Reyna actually played quite isolated on this map. And
you can. I mean, it's Reyna.
You definitely can. He goes through like a lot of like late lurks, all that sort of stuff. But to me, I'm thinking if you put Forsaken back on Jet, you know what's coming.
I don't want to take him off the harbor. I just don't want to think of a world where we have to take him off of that. But let's hear from DRX's coach Termi before we head into map 2.
Hey guys, here with Coach Termi. Of course, Jen's here as well for the translations. This is a familiar team, Coach, that you guys have played time and time again. How has the preparation been different, knowing as well that you were facing a Paper X team that doesn't have a star player on there, but yet now everyone's stepping up?
일단 페이퍼렉스를 상대로 많은 경기를 치러왔었는데 상대편에는 이제 썸띵 선수가 없잖아요. 근데 이렇게 많이 만나본 팀이 다른 라인업으로 경기를 준비할 때 좀 DRX의 경기 준비 과정이 많이 달라진 점이 있을까요?
Validating kali.
준비 과정이 달라지진 않지만 썸띵 선수가 없어도 충분히 파워가 넘치는 팀이기 때문에 굉장히 그런 부분에서 좋은 팀인 것 같고 준비하는 과정에서는 딱히 서로 잘 알고 있는 거 빼고는 다른 건 없습니다.
Well, we are pretty familiar with each other, but Paper X, even without something, I think they have plenty of firepower and they are a strong team. But our preparation doesn't really change.
Bang, aku mau balik, bang.
Yeah, makes sense. What are you telling the team as you're getting ready for map 2?
이제 2세트 들어가면서 선수들에게 어떤 얘기를 해주실 건가요?
첫 번째 경기라서 사실 선수들이 몸이 안 풀린 것 같았는데 2, 3맵은 충분히 이길 수 있기 때문에 선수한테 그런 점을 조금 준비시키겠습니다.
I don't think they're warmed up, but I'm pretty sure that they're all warmed up after the first set, first map. So I'm not really too concerned about what's going to happen in map 2, 3. So I'm just going to tell them you guys can do that. Stay confident.
All right, well, Coach, I want to thank you so much for your time, my friend. Always a pleasure to talk to you. Jen, as well. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Golden Boy and Tammy. Well, it doesn't really affect their preparation, but how do you prepare for a team who is playing with a sub, Kukuka? We don't even know where they're going to run.
Listen, I think that also after DRX going through the group stage and knowing that you don't really have the time to prepare specifically for each opponent that you have, because this is not like the regular season. You do not get a week to prepare. It's literally day after day. Maybe you get a day break, and that is all. So the best thing that you can do if you want to have a strong map pool is literally play for yourself.
I mean, even if that wasn't the case, I think throughout the group stage, they've been struggling. And if they've been struggling, they need to focus on themselves. They just need to focus on themselves. And you're right, though. I mean, there's nothing you can do to prepare for what's going to happen.
As you guys can see in the Prime Gaming agents are like, Cigarette is going to play the Gecko, his main.
I don't mind the Gecko, but I'm not super happy on sticking with the Forsaken Harbor. I think it's okay to not have a second duelist here for Jing in most cases, especially when you're placing an arena. But that does lose an element for Jing. That guy is really good off of playing with timings of other players, and without having like a Forsaken on Yoru or a Forsaken on Jet, you're missing that.
Harbor on DRX here as well. Now going on to the fade, we saw the KO, the double info now is swapping back and swapping around, probably trying to counter a little bit of that harbor, of that well, not the breeze. Everything I think is going to be on Bass, because the ground is going to be completely prepared and suited for him.
Yeah, they've gone back to the comp they played against Optic back at Champions in 2022, so they do have experience on this. I can't wait to see what we're gonna see on this map as well. What do you guys make of this, Brandon Sideshow?
Padahal udah bersabda, kita alih untuk semesta kah?
I mean, DRX, they've been trending back to some of their old compositions when they've been running Zest in the lineup as well. So, you know, as you guys were mentioning, this is something they have ran before.
Yeah, they only ran it, as far as I can remember, though. I think they only ran it once at Champions, the lower bracket final on Bind. It's never actually been a map that DRX like that much.
Oh, saya kali dua nih kalau misalkan menang, balik modal kita.
They're good domestically at it, but then when they bring it to the global events, they're a little behind. I like the composition that's being run. I think the comp on the other side, though, is the more
Tapi Cigarette, coy.
Because it's like T1's Gecko comp,
Cigarette,
except they're running
Gecko.
the Brim instead of the Viper.
Yeah.
So it's weird. It's definitely weird.
Salah ketutup anjing
It's somewhere between the T1 comp and what they previously ran, I think.
Please jangan turun dulu dong, gue belum masang anjing.
Hopefully Cigarettes will have a better individual performance.
Flash pull and a satchel to take up Shower's control for DRX early on in a pistol, and there's a molly that meets them. Talking the back, nobody can really scale off of it, so giving up entirely the front section of A, including lamps, has been given up. The reflag, no. CGRS is already straight through the back into Showers, and they want to try and get the squeeze onto them. Buzz is alone, surrounded on every single front.
Devi is still here on B.
Yep, and Devi could be the difference maker. Surely there's one kill found. So the flash wants to take a fight to them. Everybody's blinded. Open and skipping. Zest survives. Still, Boombot in his face, low enough. Single bottle to Riching. Runs him down. CGRS, what a statement.
Okay. I believe he's got half the amount of kills he got in the entirety of Split in the pistol round.
Udah ya bodo amat lah ya.
Yeah, that's a fantastic beginning. And I don't think it's necessarily because he's playing Gecko, but maybe
Berarti 50, 45, dapatnya
I would
60-an.
imagine that if Paperx can play by, it's been something that they've been scrimming quite a bit and putting a serious focus on. They instantly had a reaction there as DRX took Shower's control to molly the front of it, Brimstone molly at the front, CGRS at the back. So it's quite a light Shower's crunch, but it was still a crunch.
One of the big questions I had, I think, when I was seeing this Paperx gone. Gold star, interesting.
Pede banget sih Gareth, Cok.
The free shot. Do you really want to be taking this fight into them? Of course you do. Paperx, oh my goodness. Yeah, they don't back away from any sort of challenge, do they, Josh?
No, they don't, but now Jing is getting pinched. He's got to be worried about Hookah. You can soft, silent drop out from Hookah now.
Haunt was timing ever so slightly. Reveals him still. Maintains his hold onto it. Tried to satchel him back as well. Get away from me, Mako, but the spike's in his hands. Smoke dropped. Got to expect that there could have been rotations in this time, but lots of time in the round still to make a play. Where have I seen this one before?
Mako can definitely win these.
He just waits it out. It's a luxury that he does have. Picks up the Bulldog as well, so there is plenty of chances. Forsaken playing is particularly safe. I mean, the man's just jump spotting through the back of their halls, but I'm worried as well that he's rotated all the way through B long.
Yeah.
You can see the positioning. I mean, they're already playing back over towards A. At least Forsaken is.
Mako's going to assume, I would guess, that Hookah's compromised because they didn't clear that area out at all. But where do you land for? Just inside Tube?
10 seconds.
All right.
Back of the site. Yep. There's a plant. Paperx hoping to play this one together. Mindfreak jumped out. Oh, wow. No sound cure. Spam into it. Yeah, that's just unfortunate timing. Silent drop, I guess, from Mindfreak.
Yeah,
I didn't hear it.
Yep. I mean, that is a massive meta change on Bind, really. It's a small adjustment, but it makes a huge difference to the way that you run your B holds. Tell you another thing that's like a very meta thing that Paperx do. They push sand a lot with this, you know, with their former composition that has the Reyna in it. And I'm wondering whether they're going to do that because they don't really have a player that's going to want to play in that position as aggressively as something would on Reyna.
You know, take the duel, dismiss out.
Potnya makin turun kah? Coba kita lihat.
But he often does.
Absolutely dominating DRX.
Malah makin naik 1.5.
Obviously, DRX don't play with the Cypher or a chamber, anything like that can watch behind them. And usually your defaults are going to be slightly weak in that area.
Technical.
Well, we haven't had one of these in a while.
No,
we haven't
escaped a lot of it.
It's been very, very smooth. But yep, we're going to have a little technical pause here as one of the people restart. Gives us some opportunity to talk a little bit nerdy about the way that Paperx have been playing this. They've been playing both initiators over by B long and really heavily playing for that area of the map. CGRS is quite a lot. I'm intrigued to see how they time it. It seems to me like they're playing those players over there so that they can go for Showers crunches.
I mean, that's what we saw in the pistol round, right?
Right.
Either the dog or a flash to set it up through the TP, but if you hold on to B long, in theory, it makes it much easier to squeeze any players that try and play in Showers. The new form of Bind, way closer, right, with this new iteration. So, I mean, we are really nerding out about this. Podcast mode, if you want.
Well, the other thing that really intrigues me too, if you haven't had the pleasure of watching Paperx on this map for a while, you might be thinking back to the aggressive stuff that they would do with the Yoru comps in the past. Forsaken on Harbor throws the most bizarre Harbor utility compared to everybody else. I feel like every other Harbor player went to the 2E school of learning Harbor, very diligent walls, always placing them as accurately as possible. Forsaken's cooking up weird stuff in the server. One of the things he really likes to do, Forsaken will play around the lamps area and throw his high tide through the teleporter to support his team going for sand pushes. And they'll try and fight aggressively for sand and fountain control on defense. Now, how many teams do you see that do that?
It's very creative. I mean, they are really pushing the limits of it. I mean, Forsaken loves to play Arbor as well. I've spoken to him about it.
Yeah.
I've had instances as well where the entirety of the team was trolling me on social media.
True.
And I was saying, has anybody tried Harbor on Ascent? And then they were all like, oh, we'll try it. And I'm like, okay, well, sure. And then they pull it out in the playoffs. And yeah, it's just crazy. But Forsaken loves it. He you know, it's one of the things that allows him to be that third player in. Rather than one of the primary initiators, and allows him to slow it down, think more, and just collect up some of those kills. But
look, he's doing a high tide. He's doing a different high tide here. One that goes again though through the teleporter and threatens like you could be pushing out sand. This though is a bonus round strategy for Paper Rex where they want to fight showers, pick up Thrash. Wants to play with the Thrash though. It's only Devi over towards B. It looks very weak. They're banking on DRX just playing slow. That's incredibly weak.
Flash spotting out at least one of the players. Dog also being forced out. What was that? He just lobbed through the TP.
I think that was his pistol. I think that's his reliable sidearm.
Yeah, that is that's funny, honestly. Okay, here we go. Thresh being used together. That is the Taman just on the one around the corner. The kill's found behind the box. Cess will not be escaping the ire and immediately pick back up again.
They're picking it up. They're not worried that there's anybody coming to help. Punish them for it. All right, so now they're going to have Thrash again.
They can have a go of it. Still the nade as well to clear through into the back of the side. It's going to be a dizzy. Broken. Here's Thresh. There's a nade as well. Slams it on both sections of it. It's up to Stax and RB to really hold their own. Rooted to the ground. Wingman falling. Pop up. CGRS not favoured with there. Just couldn't quite the rifle cool down enough to take a shot. Mind Freaks worked his way all the way around. Oh, okay. It's Stax actually. Still Mind Freak is alive in the fight, but well, not for long. So the bonus round, there was a cute idea behind it. There was a lot going on.
Yeah. And you can see CGRS is actually playing like a ranked Gecko. It's like a very duelist Gecko. He's using his Wingman and his Dizzy in order to help give him better crosshair placement. He throws them out just to see where they get shot from, so that he knows where to pre-aim as he like drops out a hookah or something like that. You can see here he knew exactly where RB was playing. Doesn't help him actually land the kill though, as you're jumping in. Nevertheless, very good idea. Get to see one more of those creative plays. And this is that high tide I'm talking about, where they fight for sand and fountain control potentially.
The Haunt lands all the way over the top. I don't believe it tagged onto anybody. Not sure what the purpose of it was. Dizzy over the top. Broken. Shot out of the sky. And the high tide, I mean, yeah, it makes it easier to fight over that sand control. There was no intention of that, though, from the Paper X players. Flash pushing them away. They still have control of hookah. Jing is holding close. I think... Oh, my goodness. The Dizzy.
With the mosh pit lineup as well.
Just got to get out of there.
I mean, that mosh pit went all the way over the wall and landed right about where the ult orb was. So... cute trap play again.
Some very nice ideas.
Doesn't actually gain them anything though, but it does tick time off the clock. There goes the Dizzy again. How many Dizzies has he used in the round so far?
It's 3, I believe. He's thrown it straight up in the air, so he's able to get it back towards safety. Trailblazer, that is a stun that latches. Nade all the way through. That's a TP crunch, but it's just Forsaken. Is it really a crunch if it's just a one solo player? Forsaken going for it. Up through it to be long. Last player standing as RB. Can't see a bloody thing.
What the fuck just happened?
It looked like Jing was aiming at Divide there towards the end. Seeing if he could do some extra damage. He looks disappointed he didn't get the final kill.
He's like, I wasted my ult.
I mean, he'll definitely be disappointed that he wasted his ult, but I think Paper X had a great idea of commitment there. They stalled out DRX for so long while getting consistent information that DRX was still around B, and then when the hit started, off the back of, I think, like Stax' Trailblazer or something coming through, they just, boom, instantly tried to collapse on B. You love what they're doing.
You really can see how so much of the strategy of Paper X, it centers around that B long control. It was so difficult for DRX to take it. I mean, the amount of util that was coming their way. This time, it's the eco, it's the half bite. DRX, oh my! Not aware of that one, it's traded. He does well for it. Prowler in his face, crunch through into the showers, as well right through the TP. Arby though, takes care of Devi. Mako's just running and gunning right through the smoke with the Judge in his hand, set up for it, close, shoulder to shoulder, running backwards. All over the place, isn't it? CGRS with the Wingman dropped down, immediately broken 2 pieces, but they still maintain control of showers, and that causes the early exit. DRX, they do not want to fight it. Through the TPs now, they get the sight. They know that it was that overcommitment, but Mind Mindfreak hot on the trail. TP's right behind them. Can't win the fight there.
Bisa nih duelis kita ini.
So CGRS, the substitute, left in a 1v2, tries to find a timing past the Trailblazer.
Ayo, ini duduk gimana ini.
Aiming to take the fight though.
Ya
High-low
Allah.
setup. Yeah,
Thrifty
thrifty.
aja.
Our minds were linked for a second there. That's scary.
That's a
Masih
big
kaya
error
deh.
from Paper X. I mean, that's one of those rounds where Coach Alex is going to be
Nggak ada yang
smart.
mati sebelumnya.
All of their players
Mati tuh
decided
mati
to play
gini.
like one-and-done situations.
Mati
You had a player just
kucing.
pushed up, really aggressive, isolated in showers. That was Mindfreak. And then Forsaken was jumping around towards short. I mean, no reason for him to be playing that riskily on an anti-eco. It offers DRX an opportunity back into this one. The ults are starting to build up as well here, Brent, for the attacking side. So DRX are going to have a round, maybe this one, maybe the next.
I love this development of the meta, where people are just trying to headbutt the util that flies over the top.
Yeah, there's only a few lineups where you can punish it in that way.
Here we go. Nightfall gives them showers control all the way through. Again, you see the orbital strike being used right through main. Satchel to avoid it. Damage is done though. Sets up Mindfreak. He's able to beam him through. Jing through the back of the site. It's on top of it. On top of the truck. It's 2 kills. Jump spot. Wide swing wants to take the fight. Spike drop down. There's really no reason to try and give Stacks that one, but he does it. I mean, confidence is there with Jing and enough time ball. That was a really rapid flank while all that was going on. CGRS divide. They didn't take the TP. They opted to just run all the way from Fountain.
Namanya tuh
Mindfreak was asked to do everything in that round too. While we were focused on Jing getting the kills, Mindfreak pops off his ultimate, was stunned in a corner, and manages to also get this kill onto Zest right before he falls, right as his ultimate timing is going off. So a lot of Paper X's defense here is them fragging themselves out of really uncomfortable positions. But they're also putting enormous pressure on DRX getting through the first choke point. They're not trying to hold the backside of A, as most teams would. They're not trying to fight heavy for showers control and play retake. Retake, what does that mean? Retake? I've never seen a retake.
Yeah, I do love it though. I mean, I think Paper X have got a really clear idea of this. I was just about to talk about it in one of the prior rounds before there was just an absolute explosion occurring across the screen. The bodies were dropping all over the place, but this heavy B1 pressure is excellent. We saw how hard it was for DRX to take it. Gives them easy access to showers. They can push deep out of it as well, like they did in that last round, if they want to. That gives you good information if DRX are playing slow.
And once more, let me reiterate that DRX have historically not been good at this map. Every time they've come to a global tournament, they, you know, in the past used to play this double flash, double duelist setup. That ended up getting countered at the global level. Then they tried to copy other teams, have never been able to make it work. Something about the way that this team plays and the way that they think about the game does not gel with Valorant. They're constantly readable and end up getting flanked and pushed and shut down. So Paper X have a fantastic opportunity to keep this one going. And 2-0 DRX without something even being here in Tokyo. And that would be so crucial for them too, Brent, because it buys time with this visa to potentially get sorted.
Yeah.
One
of the things we haven't really spoken about, but it's so important. I mean, if Paper X ended up winning, it would just be, you know, even if it's an extra couple of days, could be all the difference if they can get their full roster together. Here's DRX, flash in their face, Forsaken. Oh my goodness, okay, backing away, covered his feet just to try and survive. Interesting usage, rocket, sails and lands. Onto the top of the truck, Forsaken though, out to the one side of it, and here we go. Potential detainment as well. Thresh was coming right through the TP showers. Control is theirs, but there's that late lurk that's still occurring from RB. Plan, jump spot, right click, not enough to claim the kill. Mako's got his ult, Viper's Pit, now in play, flashed up, blinded up, in his face. Nobody can see a bloody thing. It Stacks left again to contain and control the stalwart defender. Through into short Zest. Over the top now, Horn going to be spotting quite a bit as well. All three players being lit up towards the back of the site, and RB needs to be final line of defense and a bit of a difference maker. Does he want to swing and take the fight? Just holding his ground. The plant's down. It's a bit of a breather. Holding towards the back, Zest with only the one kill before being traded. It's a 2 versus 2. They need this pit to go down, and Mako's still alive. It's a real nuisance to get through. The fog settling in, random spam as Mindfreak will back away, but it's a consolidation kill. The round win goes to DRX. Heavy investment, scrappy all over the place.
And I feel like Paper X had an opportunity to completely flip this on their head. Right when that Dizzy came through, as the plant was being stuck and Mako was ripping his ultimate, The Dizzy came out there, and a player just whiffed. Can't exactly recall who it was, but they had their opportunity to take down Mako instantly, drop the Viper's Pit, and make this a sensible retake, and they just couldn't quite land the shots. DRX get another. Extremely back and forth so far this map.
Dia ada ulti nggak? Oh, kurang satu.
Or even.
But that's what I said, DRX were getting so close to those ultimates and decided to spend them all in that round. And it has knocked the economy for PaperX. It's an important, pivotal, economic swing round. But we saw PaperX being excellent on the Thrifties in map 1.
Yeah, you cannot count them out. Even with the Stingers, a rifle or two. They will make plays, they will take risks. And they'll win their aim duels.
Especially when they have the Reckoning to work with and Jing one away from a showstopper.
Oh yeah.
If Jing finds a kill, I mean, then the ultimate situation can turn the round completely on its head. DRX are holding a very strict, slow default to start this round. And now they've backed up.
It's because they're scared, but the more time they waste, the worse it's going to look. They haven't bled out the molly. Grouped up towards A. Here's the wall going up. Mindfreak is close. He actually needs somebody to spot this for him. There's a Reckoning being held at his back. He hears the dog. There's a molly. There's the ult trying to buy time. And a Dizzy! Buzz! He's blind as anything, man. Screen completely obscured. Stuns there. Can't set up Mako for the kill. And a white swing to trade. Stacks is eventually brought down to his knees. Out to the open, though. DRX might be able to salvage this as well. Zested. Control of Showers with the stinger from that range. CGRS. Pulling it out of nowhere, RB round the back, spots it, and wow, can't take the fight to him.
We were being kind to CGRS in the first map because he's been put in such a difficult spot, but he's both warmed up and looks more comfortable here. The utility support for Mindfreak was beautiful in this spot. The Dizzy comes through, catches onto Buzz, then a wingman comes through there again, and it catches onto Mako to set him up just to anchor this spot. And then not only does Cigarettes provide value with his utility, he also picks off 2 with the Stinger towards the end. This is PaperX playing with 5 people having impact compared to having to pop him in the backpack.
Di sini lebih guna deh, Cok.
All smiles from the PaperX players. I think they can go into this match as well, probably thinking at the beginning, you know, guys, okay, let's have fun with it. We're not playing with our active roster. We only have 10 days of practice. Let's make the most of it.
Oh, the fun buff goes crazy.
Goes crazy, I'm telling you. Every event, there feels like a team that's just like, guys, let's just have fun with it. They pop off, they do well. Attempt from DRX, they do take that Lamb's control. There's a pull. It's really mistimed a little bit. An attempt to re-clear into Showers. Over the strike pushes Buzz really far back into it.
Oh my god, Jing!
Zest lands out one shot with the Sheriff. Rocket up in the air, Jing! Oh my goodness. It's an easy target. The rivals sail them away to the round win. Hopefully Mako though still alive with 70 health. It's a 1v2. It's a high-low setup. Times we said that one and it does shut it down. It's safe enough.
Little shake of the head there for Jing. I would have a heart attack coaching this team. I would have a heart attack being a fan of this team, Bren. The way that PaperX play the anti-ecos has got me sweating. And they are just again isolated in Showers. Really weird Showers hold. Jing just bouncing around, looking like he's giving opportunities to these guys. Yeah, they clean it up.
Nice. Love to see it.
2 jam.
Love to see it. Now this horn. Do want to see where this one goes. Because it was being thrown before by Zest. Oh, okay, into B long. Well, a fight gets taken by Jing alone. There wasn't really any util to set him up.
Yeah, that's nice though. It combos with the snake bite from Mako.
So, an actual good attempt here to take a B long control, which DRX have already just vacuumed up.
Terus saya main sampahnya dibuang ya.
About how important that area of the map is for PaperX.
I'm denying it now. You reduce the amount of options PaperX have.
Lantai 2, 2, 3, 2, 4.
3 of the players now over towards B. They're going to try and re-clear this.
Yes.
But just, okay, just dry picking. There's no util. The trade time and the swing time of the Forsaken is so delayed. He's not there to set up for it.
Wah, ini kalau kulat 25 nggak ngerti sih gua anjing.
Cool, calm and collected. He takes those fights, a bit of a timing. GRS. When's this smoke going to fade? Not spotted out by the dog. Haunts around. Over the side, a bit of spam as well. They seem to be aware of it. That was, where was that from? All the way back into spawn. The wallbang kill onto Buzz, and it's caused a full rotation. Backing away. They don't want to give away anything in a 2v4.
CGRS is one away from Thrash as well. I think that's why they were fighting so heavily over that B-long ult orb. But now, he's going to need to kill in order to get it online. Will he even have time in a clutch situation like this?
Mako is in the middle of nowhere, but the rest of the players' positions for DRX is actually quite nice.
Bisa 2 lawan 4 ya?
Doubled up in lamps, late hold into showers, even the pull.
Nge-save mereka.
Darby, he's got the star, you can see it sitting there on the spike. Lovely job showcasing that. Too many layers to get through, and so PaperX, they call quits in the
Emang
round.
ekonominya hancur? Oh iya.
That's an unfortunate one. I mean, they still have money to be able to buy for next round as well. Jing, his cash might be strapped just a small amount, but if you save a rifle, I actually think I'm in favor of CGRS just running in and dying here. Because you get Thrash online for a potential play in round 11, and you actually don't get punished with the economy. That's not going to happen, though. So we might see another big clash over an ult orb. We've seen PaperX fight for B-long control a lot. They also, in the bonus round, when they made that play off the Thrash, were fighting showers to try and set up CGRS for the ult orb. Obviously, there's only 2 to play for on this map, but my point being that they have at various times stacked over towards them just to be able to claim that reward. Yeah, and now they've got 4 players ready to fight over it towards B-long. And DRX also have 3 players. So this might end up just getting sorted instantly.
Yeah, is it going to be a coin flip round?
Look at the snake bite, though.
Whoa, 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 they just want to push right past it. Doesn't matter if there's a snake bite. Oh my god! Just run over the firing line.
That is disgusting.
You walk into that one, you are not making it out alive. Not even a single player going down. Listen, there was some damage done, but it's Mako and RB.
And that's the spike. You saw the same high
Tapi
tide
masalahnya si
from
Stack
there.
kagak pernah ini ya nge-flashin B-main ya.
A minute 10 to talk about whatever we want.
Yeah, pick a topic.
Okay, Greek mythology. You want to revisit that?
I'm afraid I'm not brushed up. I mean, what on earth do RB
Saving kah? Seharusnya masih ada duit mereka.
Yeah. Save. The spike is not retrievable here.
They've got money, though. That's the weird thing for the final round. But it's just over.
What an incredible play, though. I mean, PaperX want the ult orb, so DRX are going over there to try and deny it. And PaperX know that DRX are going to try and deny it. So they're like, okay, let's stack 4 people over there and run at them. I mean, I love the way that these teams are thinking about each other and playing. And this is a stimmied up.
Masanya PR kagak ada yang mati, coy. Nggak ada yang di-trade tadi. Gila ya.
It's just prime PaperX. It really is.
Meanwhile, Devi has gone and collected the other ult orb.
Iya,
So,
empatnya majuin.
They weren't even required to use the Thrash.
Yeah. I do love the decision to run
Mati
replay
lagi.
as well when there's like 30
Mati
seconds left in
pertama.
the round.
Apa
Yeah, we all know what's happening.
Yang di siapa?
Just scaring Forsaken. Oh, we gotta hear the comms after that. What? I want to know what Forsaken's reaction was like. Oh my! He attempted to punish. Quick little reminder: Mako is still him.
Oh, God. This game's a delight.
What a difference.
Minimal 100%.
DRX are not even that far behind in terms of rounds, but they're feeling the stress.
Oh, of course they're feeling the stress, yeah. I mean, this isn't their map pick, and like I said earlier, it's all fun and games for PaperX, but DRX are kind of in a lose-lose situation. If they win, people are just going to say, well, they wouldn't have won if something was here, and then if they lose, they're in a disastrous spot.
Last play. It's the last round for it. Fresh going forwards. Barreling into it, right for a short. There's a rocket exchange as well in the races, but I don't know what's going on. Quite taken though, Jing's still alive in it. Brings down the adversary. Seekers as well, just pushing them back, but they have lost that showers control. Can Zest do anything
Oh,
with
itu
it?
ada crit rate.
Flank through cave.
Aduh, jelek banget.
CGRS, there was somebody watching, and I believe that was RB for just a moment. There's a real chance for some timings to be taken. That was Fight swinging through. There was no flash to really set it up. Nightfall as well. Scattered us across. Jing can't hear any sound cues. Just trying to buy time as well, creep and hold this space. Zest out in the open. It's got to be called. Jing Fight close with the reload. Mako seeks as well to win out his fights by swinging close to the site, but yeah, PaperX is unrelenting, not willing to give up a semblance of map control towards showers.
First map, a 9-3 half from PaperX. Second map, 8-4 half from PaperX. They're playing so well
with a team that they never had any intention of playing with this roster. And Masters Tokyo, if they had it their way, CGRS wouldn't be in the lineup. No shame to him. It's just not their normal. And yet, wow, the way that they're playing is sublime.
Yeah, insane beginning here to buy. Let's send it down to the desk to break it down so far.
Yes, another dominant half Kakuka on a comp that we've never seen before.
Exactly. No time before this we have seen this specific comp. We know that it's a little bit of special, having the Brimstone, having the Gecko, and having the Harbor. To me, the most impressive, alongside that Gecko, has been Jing putting up the same performance that we saw on that first map.
Jing's movement is insane, but you can tell CGRS is so much more comfortable on this fourth round, where they go for really cool bonus, by the way, with the
Kalau free trade dari ini aja, Cok.
so many times.
Dari Lightonnya si itu, Simulated Universe.
And there's so
Kan lu masih belum di Shopping Mall kan?
extra value with because he's able to pick them up.
Udah 84 bang.
The truck, you know, being able to re-clear space, re-pick up the wingman. It's really nice, and he's fragging with it too.
This of course comes to comfort, but also I can imagine and I can picture him calling these things. Hey, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, you can pick this, I'm going to throw the mosh pit. You know how to use your ultimate that I think was so valuable for them in so many rounds, and I can feel him as they're moving, making those calls, and also going on the flank. So if he manages to pull at this performance, Paper Rex is taking the win again.
It reminds me of what Josh was talking about on Split, about when he was playing Sky, trying to find that individuality and being forced to call the plays for himself, right? On that defensive side. And you saw that's where they struggled. That's where he struggled as well. And now he's comfortable. And with this first half for Paper X, it's a really dominant one. DRX, while they've reverted to some of their comfort, I still don't think they have it right now. They just do not look super happy. Mako looks kind of upset about this game and how the way it's going. We already know what's happened on Bind to them in the past.
I mean, DRX, if they want to avoid that elimination match this early on at Tokyo, they have to bring this half back. Bren and Saisho is now or never.
Oh, itu udah
Definitely
ada.
now or never, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, these 8-4 half for Paper X, it's sheer domination.
Tenang aja bang, tenang bang.
But we've seen
Oh, market bang, jangan bang.
put
Apa
together
yang nggak tenang bang?
some sort of a comeback, you know. There was a semblance to it on the first map. They couldn't quite close it out, bring it all the way into OT. But right now, the way Paper X are playing, it just feels like they are, you know, improvising, throwing out plays, whatever the team wants to do, making calls, playing with confidence. It's all there for them. And you're seeing it once more manifest. They are straight up through into B-Long. Cove to get them in as well. Nade towards the side onto the one angle. Molly on top of it. It's all coming together. And where's the defensive utility? Anything to slow them down? Mako in tube. They don't have control of elbow. Away. Okay, and a call is made. Is DRX want to try and flood into this one right through the smokes? It's successful.
DRX needed that one. Absolutely imperative pistol in order to avoid a disaster of slipping down to the lower bracket. And what a crossfire they had between those two initiators. Stacks playing an elbow and Zest slipping into the site here. Usually they're going to have Jing playing way further forwards than this. When you see the rifle rounds, Jing's going to be double blast packing in. And that breaks those kind of crossfires.
Please turun ke lower dong. Gua nggak mau
they're not going
hilang bang. Tolong.
Much more of a slow approach into the site. And DRX going for that bonus round buy.
Oh, they're going to be meeting a boatload of players, though. Got to back out of there. You get your two, and they're like, we don't even want to cross with them at all in terms of what they're putting up. With the classics, even still. Give up and concede that space into Shower, setting up Jing into a 4 position, but still with the weapons, they should be okay.
There you go. Looks clean, in fact.
Yeah, spam through the wall, left it up to just Forsaken and Devi, and doesn't really feel likely that they're going to be able to get too much done. Happy to take the fight with Buzz. Yeah, looking like all 5 players surviving from DRX. So it will be flawless. Unless Devi can do a bit of damage. Ping onto the Ghost.
Oh,
Flash misses. There's one. Okay. Buzz taken out. Is that a Bulldog?
Which won't matter if Stax is able to retrieve it.
Well.
Ya kedengeran dong saya.
If I can do more damage,
Ya mati dong.
that'd be huge.
He's just going to save the Bulldog.
Well,
no.
No, he's not. And Stax is making a beeline for it too. RB throws him his.
Oh, he was trying to throw it over the edge.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Well, they got it there at the end, though. So this is going to be
Mainkanlah di mainnya, woi brother.
DRX have got a chance of getting the rounds essentially level here if they're
Tapi
able
jelek
to pull
juga
this
ya
one off.
Pasifik lawan Pasifik anjing.
Keep an eye on how Forsaken uses his utility on the attack side. It's so different to all the other harbors. The high tides he goes for, often using his cove, not to get the plant, but to get them out through choke points. It's very unique.
Essential beginning. Bonus round conversion for DRX would put him in contention once more.
Yep, I mean, this is a weird high tide.
It is, it just rips its way through. It grants them a bit of a pocket to play through, doesn't it? Oh, okay, here's the mosh pit. Over towards the top. That's into triple, dizzy, and a nade. Snakebite used just on the default box angle. They have showers control as well. They're taking up pretty much all of this one. Now Wingman going for the plant. Fast flank through now. Prowler and a Trailblazer used at the same time, and Mindfree just doesn't have the bullets to spare, really, for it. Flash into the corner. CGRS can't see a thing, and crosser placement's just not good. Bit of a wraparound. Buzz, is he going to miss this time? Jing takes a fight to them. Oh my! Collapse. Straight onto short. Mako and RB.
Oh, nice.
Noise cues cut away, yet the bike still remaining sharp.
Nice.
Of lamps, making sure nobody can walk past any of those high tides. So there is no conversion of the bonus round. A decent try by DRX, but PaperX still holding on to this lead.
Yeah, sick round from PaperX though, really is. They segment off the site into
Herannya deh ya, orang zaman dulu
with their
laki
high
sama
tide
laki
and their
tempur,
brick smokes,
bunuh
and then they
sekarang
can combo the
pindah-pindah.
flashes to be able to get through. Then in the post plant, Jing does such an excellent job there of being able to hold his ground in pocket, slow people down so that Forsaken gets the backstab.
Jangan isi lupi-lupi gitu anjing.
It's really tough to deal with what PaperX does on the A side of the map.
RRQ
Their
Lemon.
hits tend to be a little more standard,
RRQ
but
Lemon.
A is anything but.
Isn't this different? It's all 5 players grouped up into sand.
ML.
Horn destroyed. There was a timing there. That's potentially could have been
Huh?
finished. Trailblazer.
Sama baik.
Stun connects. Forsaken's already in. Nade at his feet. Mosh pit over the top. It's a full util dump. The execute. And the mosh pit lands the kill. Spray transfer from Buzz. Almost landed the third. That is absurd.
Ntar gua nyalain dulu ya.
3 versus 3. Spike's trying to get planted. Snakebite. Rebounds. Clearing the close corners here through the smoke. Lovely movement from RB. Enough to jiggle as well. It makes it a favorable fight for him. It's just down to Divide. Flash, 12 seconds. Is he even going to have time to really play for this one? They know exactly where he is. Come onto the corner.
So many moments like that in this game.
Yep, there's one. 5 seconds until the flash comes through. Ping on 2. The tap already onto the spike. It's halfway through. RB just sticking it. And yeah, just couldn't quite land the shots. Thought he was off. One of the fuses coming through. Thought he put in enough damage, but was just not quite landing him.
I think probably bad comms there too. The plant was tucked into a corner. There wasn't really possibility that the player could have been on the left-hand side of the spike, and yet, yeah, not really communicated to him in that situation. And I kind of lied to you all. I said that their B hits were fairly standard. This one was weird.
I did think you were about to set up a cast the curse. As soon as I saw them grooving up towards hookah, I was like...
I mean, it was an odd pop.
It was, yeah.
What I meant was that Jing tends to double blast back through.
Yeah.
The rest of them follow out, but
more
yeah,
standardized. But that was just...
The high tide makes that one really odd.
It is an attempt to clear out towards showers. Buzz is one away from the ult. Doesn't go for the orb though.
Yeah, bit strange, but he just wants to get back to short. Have they got a C-Snake combo or something? Zest is definitely holding utility. Could be a Prowler though for RB to peek off.
Here we go. Talking about set executes. Here's another one. Reckoning. Stuns landing. There's a mosh. Towards the side of triple. Still this time, Showers control is maintained. RB will fall at the back of the side, but 2 players need to hold this ground from DRX right now. It's on to Buzz and Zest. Forsaken, eager to take the fight. But a satchel, yeah, that's Buzz. Set up nicely for it. Offsetting of the aim. Bit of a tap through with a horn connecting. Jing still needs to hold it down into lamps, make sure that nobody can cross. As well is going to be trying his hardest, but with the Prowler latching onto him close to the corner, flash and a seize, and the snake bite, it's all combo together. That is beautiful. Okay, showstopper, maybe a little bit overkill. Potentially the kill was already theirs, but it's brought an ult of his own. Up close into the face, damage is done, but they all fall down and tumble.
Aduh, makonya coy.
So damn close with the timing, but it is DRX winning that round.
Basnya.
DRX are just about holding on in these kind of situations, only just.
the crucial element to me is the fact that they managed to maintain Showers control. The high tide that Forsaken throws kind of segments off Triple and Showers so that they don't have to worry about that. They can take lamps, they can take backside, and then they return back to Showers later on. But Buzz being able to find that kill means that they never have to worry about the backstab. And that post-plant position is denied.
Missing, Pepper something.
They haven't really been missing him that much today, to be honest.
We'll see how the series plays out. So right now, once more, it's DRX who are mounting.
Iya, ikut kan mereka kan.
This time. Similar scenes. This mosh pit looks like it's going to land on the backside of B long. How's it going? Over the side, Trailblazer. There's the Seekers. There's a pull into the mosh, but it's all a little bit mistimed. And enough of the defensive utility of DRX that it does stave them back, stave them away.
Yeah, just a little set play, potentially for a pick so that they could commit afterwards. Still a Thrash to work with here, and they're hoping that they can barrel over somebody from DRX that's pushed through Showers or short.
Satchel into the face, it's traded.
Good trade.
Yeah, with those guns, are they going to take the DPs? They are. Long control is being held this entire time by Device. Still, don't have any idea of where players are onto the site.
And now Device making noise, which makes them think they've got B, but actually Forsaken stayed to get a rifle, and now he's calling them to come back.
Yep.
It's layers on layers,
Smoke
running
happen.
rings around DRX.
Brain is struggling to keep up here. Wingman, send them charging in, going for the plant, so that's going to be...
Masih ada ulti lagi si Gareth ya.
Finally getting themselves into this post-plant situation.
Devi is miles away currently, but DRX are not starting
Wah,
this quickly,
ditembak.
waiting for the high tide to fall perhaps.
Try and play aggressively with the Thresh. I mean, they still... No, he still does. It's being used close to detain, up in the air. Did it actually catch? Stacks. Oh, he covers his teammates back. Buzz can't get the weapon out. Bit of a tap onto it. It's left down to it. What is that? The flick to the side. Zest. Lovely once more with the movement. Shots need to be fired off, and with the Sheriff in his hands, doesn't have the gun for the job. Not to push back that. Another stick. Onto the fuse. 9-9 being that scoreline in terms of the rounds. DRX have really dragged this one all the way.
It feels very
Tadi berapa sih?
similar to
8-4
that
ya?
one. The sides obviously swapped around, but DRX have mounted a comeback here, and PaperX are struggling to get anything. Now, it was about at this point on split where we saw PaperX have an adjustment that allowed them to pull out a couple of their own and get across the line. But at this point, despite the fact that PaperX are getting aggressive, putting pressure on DRX, getting plants down even, they're not actually being able to get aggressive in
Ya gimana, dia kan
spots like I'm
pakai
used to seeing.
controller,
If they went
Cok.
to split, they would get the plant down and then they'd all be fighting A heaven, for example. Or you know, someone's making a push, someone's making a play to stop DRX from having these nice set retakes.
Soalnya di main bagusan dua controller, Cok.
If anything, more aggression.
Controller kalau pokoknya kalau satu kan otomatis udah Brim.
Part of the problem, they might be
Nah,
running
satunya lagi
into
kalau nggak
is
Viper
they are
Harbor.
committing a ton of util with the first layer, first wave, just trying to push back and take the site.
Yeah.
I don't think they've really got anything in the tank to try and refight again.
Yeah, it's
and take space further because they are using everything when they're going for these XX.
Yeah, it's a really great point. I mean, DRX are just allowing them to util dump on the site. And as long as DRX don't get caught in those anchor positions, then they have a massive utility advantage to be able to retake with.
This time out. Maybe adjustments can be made
Aduh,
here.
gimana menangnya ya?
DRX have
Nggak berhasil.
back into
Di main
it.
nggak
Here we go.
berhasil.
It will be a fight that's going to be taken pretty quickly now
Play
as we are
for pick
jumping
kagak
back
pernah
into
dapet.
the action. Any point, seconds to
Gua kalau jadi
spare.
PRX
There
juga
we go.
bingung sih mau gimana.
On top of truck, Buzz going to be holding close to the corner. Heavy group up into short from
Udah
PaperX. Might
di
wanna play
A seharusnya
a bit of
berhasil
aggression.
aja
He's
sih,
an orbital
udah
strike
berhasil
as well at
nge-plan
play.
mereka.
Retake-nya
Itu
susah.
kalau retake
Cascade.
anjingnya.
High tide rips through. Tons of util being used in conjunction. There's a dizzy and there's a kill. Buzz just trying to vacate, trying to drop off the backside of truck, but he paid for it with his life. Wingman out. That plan off, a bit of spam as well. It's a hard target to hit, and now the showers look all the way through into the back.
Wingman.
Zest was aware of it, but already the back of the side. There's that aggression at play. Giving up control of showers, and they'd rebounding to the side. Zest is an absolute difference maker, but he will go down to the util regardless. It's up to RB. They can't stand
Nice banget.
it. Not against that type of pressure.
Awesome adjustment by PaperX. You know, they don't use as much utility to be
Ini
able to
sih
get
fix
into the
gara-gara
site to
ini,
start with,
Cok.
which is what you
Si
were mentioning.
Dereknya
But the
main.
piece that they do use, the Dizzy,
Apa
CGRS
ya?
is entering on
Jaganya terlalu
is
terbuka.
absurd. He jumps through exactly as the Dizzy is landing. And then Jing plays aggressive, and they have a double late reflank through Showers. So even after the first player dies, Devi is there to be able to mop it up. Cool adjustment, excellent entry, and you can tell this guy's a Gecko one-trick. I mean that in the best way possible. I mean, his utilization and timings of his utility are really good.
Crunch towards Showers, potentially. There was a flash there. Grouped up. DRX, they got to know there's players out here. You're going to just push right through the smoke. They're going to set this one up.
Wow. That is a bold read from DRX, that there was nobody there. I don't know what that's based off. Maybe the fact that Forsaken was throwing utility over towards B. Maybe the fact that there was, you know, no cascade used at the beginning of the round, considering that's normally how they take showers.
I mean, PaperX have been playing quite grouped up, so maybe just expecting to catch the late look player, actually salvaging it. I mean, this was a half-buy round, remember? And the rifle was salvaged by Buzz after it fell on the opposite ends of Showers. He didn't let that one fall into enemy hands.
Hah? Siapa namanya?
40 seconds left.
Berapa jam?
They've got the read.
18.
Smoke's dropped down, cutting up a decent portion of it. There's Dizzy, RB close though. And he's gained as well an upgrade for himself. Picks up the rifle. Here's the wingman. Any sort of covering fire, that's going to be denied. Surely, no, still planned. No, brought down. Spike dropped down. No fight taken here with the Satchels. Right into the smoke with the Shorty. And the Sheriffs are going to be at play once more. Mako, rip it off, firing off. 15 seconds left, CGRS. Know where he is, stunned up. They're going to be hunting him down, making sure that he can't get away with anything at all.
This round has just saved DRX on this map, potentially. This is going to draw things level at 10 to 10, at Thrifty, that they pulled out of nowhere, despite the fact that they lost a player right at the start of the round. They were so confident in this read that it was going to end A.
Kalau gue sih saraninnya 28-18.
And all sorts of stuff on the other side of the map, and just did not buy it. 3 players stacked over here, focused on short. They get the pick on Jing, no punish, and then Forsaken's throwing wiggly walls all over the place towards short, completely alone. Again, the way that PaperX plays anti-ecos is fundamentally too risky for me.
Masih kalah lagi sih anjing.
It's definitely fun
to watch.
Yeah, unless you're a PaperX fan or Coach Alex, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's just going to be causing stress.
Harusnya Jing nggak boleh mati dulu anjing.
Here we go. Nightfall's going to be used as soon as the first wave of utility jumps out towards short, so Prowler's even as well, chasing them all the way into market. Even the C's used on top, so a lot of util used in response by DRX here.
Jing's got a judge. If he decides to go for a double blast pack push out through hookah,
got the satchels for it.
Mako's going to be the target.
Rebound off the wall with a cove. Oh, to get him in. There's a flash into the corner. Hands over the rifle. Here's the ult. Online rocket right into tube. Nobody's going to be there to receive it. And Mako has repositioned. This is absolutely gorgeous. And CGS gets off of it. Plan going off still. Finds the kill and a trade in the middle of nowhere. The fast reactions. Nade rebounding. Forces him into the fight. And forces him into a 1v1. He will go down post-mortem. At that.
How do you expect Devi to be in this spot? There's just no way.
Wraps all the way.
You think he's long or elbow?
He's waiting to hear a sound cue from the drop. Hears it, and that's when he strikes.
The difference that CGRS has made from map 1 to map 2 is fabulous. I know that this is still a really close map, but it's just been night and day. Getting him on the Gecko on maps that make sense might be a major win condition for PaperX. I mean, look how much more confident he looks. That pick, delightful. This punish on Mako, who'd made a phenomenal play around the cove. And then that! Grabbing a third onto Buzz while he's under pressure from the nade.
Ayo dong, si Gareth udah punya ulti coy. Ayo, bisa lah ini 12 anjing, close, match point.
Consistent. Here's another fast played out. DRX, their own spin on things. There's a showstopper straight down short. They clear all the way out through A, and a reaction from PaperX. Still, he has the fuse. Rocket right through the TP. No damage done. They're already into the site. Seekers and a Threshold used together. After another. Even the wingman as well should be able to get that plant down and opting for it. Still watching.
Cakep banget, Davai.
Claims to kill into Zest, but will he expect the second player that's
Masih satu lagi, Davai.
It is Buzz, elbow control. This is
nice
the adaptations that you start to see from PaperX. They love to change up their positioning. It's aggressive, fighting towards the back, not letting DRX set themselves up nicely. Even with the Thresh picked up as well, that's going to be pushed all the way deep into the spawn.
Iya,
They've got nowhere safe to stand.
This has got to be a save.
Arby
And it's
juga
going to
ada
allow
ulti lagi.
Paper Rex to get up to match point here. Using a substitute,
Forsaken
playing
ada ulti,
against
coy.
their rivals, who they've had the better end
Forsaken ada
of
ulti.
in the last couple of matches. Doesn't matter which roster DRX have used, Foxy9, Zest, either way, they have fallen recently.
Aduh, dia ke situ lagi.
Historically, DRX has been the best team in the Pacific region by usually a long shot. They've taken on challengers like Paper Rex and turned them into mincemeat with their more disciplined style. But something recently has just changed. And even without something, it's changed.
Go, just one more.
Stop, man. These players are going to
One
change
more,
their
bro.
names and put in a formal complaint or something.
Ada ekonomi nggak dia? Ada ya?
But what a day this is.
Tiga orang taping, coy.
It's huge. And what a disaster for DRX, though. Like I said earlier, if you can't beat them with CGRS in the roster, when are you going to get your
Nah,
wins?
ini kalah baru nggak ada ekonomi dia nih.
Ya kalau dia kalah ya udah selesai ya.
Udah kalah sih.
For Paper Rex, and I mean 5 players, they grouped up once more.
Masih 4 lah, tapi kalau dia menang tapi masih 4 tuh udah nggak ada ekonomi.
Lose it through. It's an interesting adaptation again. It's a nade sails through with the mosh pit all the way. He's over the top. Dizzy right behind him. Plant will go down here. Lost control towards the back of the site because Jing's already there. The counter spam. He was on that angle, so they do trade it out, even though they couldn't see where he was. Molly.
Yang mati siapa?
Their feet. Nobody can
Jing
get in towards the back of the site, but DRX need to salvage it.
Dia
They
nge-track
need
siapa?
to find a way back in. Big smoke placed, Horn broken, pushing them off. Cosmic Divide as well. They choose to play up close. This is Paper Rex making an in-the-moment call. It's agile. Spray transfer not connecting. Shorties and play with the rifles. It's up to Zest. One man against the world. To keep his team in it. Extension of play. Is it there? Not quite. Oh, Paper Rex.
Kita masih hidup Dana.
Whimsy ruled the day.
What a performance from this team.
Besok kita nonton lagi Dana.
Gorgeous valorant and bitter disappointment on the other side of things. Not even a third map. A 2-0. And just bewilderment, I feel, coming from that side of the stage. DRX dropped down to the lower bracket where they will have an extremely tough game against NRG. Coincidentally, the last time we saw them play bind with that composition up against NRG. Lower bracket final ended up getting eliminated from the tournament there.
Ya itu ada something.
That kind of stuff will be replaying through their minds.
Absolutely.
Tapi kan ada bentai.
Prep from last year.
Iya, nggak ada yang Jepang semua.
Meanwhile, we get Paper Rex playing against Fnatic. With CGRS in the roster potentially still. But my God, what a fun game that is going to be.
We can't stress enough as well how important it is for Paper Rex to get a win here.
Bukan mapnya dia banget
They buy a critical lifeline. More time for something to potentially get back and get the visa as well. Maybe play with a full strength roster. But I mean, CGRS has stepped up. Listen, he was a bit gimmicky at times. I'm not going to shy away from that. I think, listen, the guy is a Gecko one trick. That was pretty evident. You know, the performance from map 1 to map 2. He was pulling out some incredible little tech onto Bind specifically, and it really did catch a team, you know, like DRX off guard.
But he also looked more confident in terms of how he was taking fights. And he was producing more
In-game leader, 4 seconds, Cok.
I think, I'm thinking back to, I believe it was in the press conference where Buzz was saying that in the game, in the grand finals, and in general, their matches against Paper Rex, he felt like it really highlighted a weakness in their map pool and their playstyle, which they were trying to fix for Tokyo. And to be honest with you, Brand, this is map pool issues again for me. DRX just can't get wins on loads of bind right now. So if they end up also losing map 1, which is split, in such close fashion nevertheless, it just sets them up in horrendous fashion.
It really is looking brutal for DRX, but listen, today, celebrations for Paper Rex as well. That's the series done and dusted. They bought themselves that lifeline. That's it from us as well. We'll send it to a short break on the other side of things to break it all down for the day.
Gagal lah, udah pasti menang lo tadi. Yang seru tuh Derek. Bocah kayak kangkang dikasih kerasnya hidup loh. Ntar lo lawan lo anjing. Tiba-tiba dia masih nge-flick, Cok. Wah, gak ngerti lagi. Berarti bagus banget kangkang anjing. Kangkang udah kasih OP, tapi jeleknya gitu, kangkang dikasih OP yang nge-clear inside-nya kagak ada. ya kan? Kayak kemarin dia pakai apa? Stress OP. Kan kagak ada yang berani entry kan? Nunggu ada yang mati dulu, ada yang bisa berhasil di pick, baru masuk. Kalau berhasil di pick, berani maju. Gak kayak tim-tim lain, duelisnya masuk di trade. Ini coy, energi. Penalti 2-0. Aduh. Ardis berhenti main kage anjing. Gak ngerti. Kebanyakan nonton ini kayaknya dia. Nonton siapa? Grim.
Gua kan nggak dibolehin di gini.
Makanya kan Grim kan kalau main di kompetitif kan selalu ini cok, kalah cok. Beda kayak Reforsi. Kalau tipe Reforsi ya maju nge-trade udah selesai anjing. Makanya shotgun lagi kalau misalkan timnya kagak ada ekonomi dia bisa bantu anjing. Iya. Apa?
Enggak. Bukan nggak boleh main. Take wall Grim itu nggak boleh di kompetitif anjing. Bug tuh istilahnya.
Enggak, maksudnya dia Grim wall-nya itu kan dia kan selalu upload di YouTube kan, jadi informasi dia bakal estimasi pick di mana, pick di mana. Ketebak gitu sama coach-nya. Beda sama si Reforsi, kalau Reforsi kan asal maju. Iya, masuknya outplay dia, nggak ketebak sama sekali. Nggak bisa predik ibarat kata. TTP Omen tuh, iya tuh, itu juga bisa jadi outstanding. Outplay.
Bagus lah, 50.000 kita kebuang gara-gara dia anjing.
Iya anjing, bangsat emang. Goblok. Enggak cowok, kita kan 50.000 hilang gara-gara ini cowok.
Oh iya, 90.000.
Oh iya, 90.000 gara-gara derek anjing.
Lebih besar anjing, 90.000 hilangnya anjing.
Tapi turun kita, jadi sisa saldo kita 160. Gak apa-apa lah ya, masih bisa main ya. Masih. Hah? Dari 250. Iya, udah kebur kelok anjing. Lagi beli bakso bangsat.
Nggak masalah, estimasi waktunya cepet banget anjing.
Iya. Ya pasti gede, cuman bisa dapet kagak, lawannya load anjing.
Lawannya load masalahnya.
Lawannya load. Lu lihat EDG yang bisa nembak siapa? Kangkang doang. Yang bisa nembak Kangkang doang. Lawan load 5 orang, 5-5-nya bisa nembak anjing. Iya, mereka main pakai strategi. Aim ada. Koms jalan. Ya Allah. EDG individualis. Iya, individualis.
EDG dari mana sih ini?
Cina. Satu-satunya Cina yang berhasil masuk ke grup stage dia. Enggak sih, dulu sih ini, dulu FPX. Tapi kan FPX masih apa? Iya, tim-tim barat orang-orangnya, bukan orang Cina asli. Sekarang sekarang Cina. Sekarang Cina asli semua. Oh, Perek Derek udah pasti masuk TCT ya? Perek Derek T1. Oh. Sisa Pacific Last Chance. Apakah Boom akan masuk? Tapi susah. Iya, sama T1. Kan top 3 dia udah pasti masuk. VCT ntar ini tanggal 6 bulan 8 Agustus. Master. Ini Master Tokyo. Kan awal kan login kan yang menang kan Navi. Baru habis itu Master Tokyo. Habis Master Tokyo langsung
Apa
champion.
loginnya menang Navi? Fnatic menang login.
Masa?
Ih, gimana sih?
Oh iya benar. Oh iya benar. Iya Fnatic last boss pertama, Cok. Last boss kedua lo anjing, kebalik lu.
Lo tuh udah pernah VCT champion, bro. Oh my god.
Lah kemarin di login yang menang Fnatic, bro.
Login doang itu, bro. Oh my god. Last boss terakhir
Apa tuh?
berarti ya.
Oh iya, berapa tadi? 4.000.
Hah? Lapar
Ya,